Welcome to the Box Hill City Oval. We're getting to the business end of season 2018. It is round 18. This is the final match for broadcast, and it sees the home team, the Box Hill Hawks, taking on Collingwood. This is a big game coming your way this afternoon. Plenty to get through between now and the bounce at 2 o'clock. We'll hear from both coaches, Chris Newman from the Box Hill Hawks and Jared Rivers from the Collingwood Football Club. We'll also go through all of the results from yesterday. It was your traditional sort of round 18 VFA sort of style with plenty of games on, and what it means for the ladder. We will drill into what the run home looks like for the teams, but it was an exciting matches yesterday. Plenty of things to talk about as well before we get stuck into this one. It's a beautiful day here at the Box Hill City Oval. Thanks for joining us wherever you're listening on 1377. It's great to be back on AM radio, and we will be all the way through the rest of season 2018, and also of course through vfl.com.au, and we will be video streaming the matches up until we get to the end of the home and away season. I'm Peter Mercado, and when we said we were coming to Box Hill, we were following the Hawks, this man said, "I'm in." Michael Leeds, very nice to see you first off, but nice to hear from you as well.
Likewise, Peter. Yeah, very much looking forward to this one. Couldn't be better set up, could it? Just sun everywhere. Two teams competing for a top four spot, and well, Collingwood, they're always going to draw a crowd, so we should have a really good atmosphere to go with it. Yeah,
looking forward to it. And our man who's going to be roaming the boundary this afternoon, he's just loving this. Yes, it's a bit breezy, but it's, not too cold. There's a nice sunny day. He loves these sort of conditions. Mark Stone, hello to you.
Yes, hello Pete, Michael. It's just great to be back to the Box Hill City Oval, and you can feel it, Peter. Look at the weather, magnificent weather, and it is spring just around the corner, and that means finals time. And 1377, welcome back, and we're lucky to be with you, and it should be a great game of football, as the ladder was at the last week. It was fourth playing fifth, so it's going to be a good contest, and plenty of AFL and VFL boys running around this afternoon.
Well, let's get straight to it. The news from round 18, and we'll start off with the match at the Coburg City Oval. It was going to be unremarkable. Two teams that couldn't make it through to the finals, playing off against one another. It's been a tough season for Coburg, a tough season for Werribee as well, but the game had more prominence because it was a test of the 6-6-6 rule and also the extended goal square. It was Werribee, by the way, getting the win, 16-9-105 to Coburg, 8-10-58. Laus and Kabadia 2 goals for Coburg, Sharp, Coughlin and McFarlane and Hooper 2 goals each for Werribee. The result was expected, but all the talk after the game was about the rules and whether they actually made any material difference. I'll go first. I don't think it made terribly much of a difference for a couple of reasons. One, there was a howling breeze at the Coburg City Oval, so that meant that the extended goal square, yes, they could run out a bit further, but they were always going to kick into the middle of the ground with the breeze anyway. And the 6-6-6, when you look at it, it was always going to be a Werribee win. You had that feeling, obviously, based on what you saw during the season. Yeah, for me, it didn't make a material difference. If you're going to make a rule change, a dramatic rule change, then you've at least got to have some dramatic sort of change in the way the game is played. And I didn't really notice that. There might have been a little bit more space around the ground, but then you factor in a stronger team in Werribee beating a weaker team in Coburg. What did you make of it?
I'm all for having a go at it. I like the idea of the longer square, I really do. I think it's so difficult to ascertain what it means in that one look at it. Obviously the powers that be will have much more information at their disposal than the punters who got to see it in action yesterday. But I think the other thing that's worth mentioning is it will be interesting to see what that looks like with two top sides, yes, compared to two sides that aren't playing at their absolute peak. I think, that space can really be capitalised by the more skillful players and playing groups.
Stoney, obviously you're involved with the Werribee Football Club. You're down there, part of the recruiting team down there. What was the feeling from the Werribee side of things about the trial yesterday?
I think you've always got to be open-minded to trial and thing. I think you hit on the head. Sample size, small sample size, two sides. A lot of breeze, which the breeze wouldn't have helped the sample size. And I think that once they play a couple of more games in each of the state leagues, in the VFL, Sandford and Waffle,
yep,
different size, different conditions, because Waffle grounds are bigger. Sandford's got the more mature bodies or mature people. you probably get an idea of how it goes then. But one, I think it's good to. I think I'm with Michael. I like the 6, 6 and 6. Not sure about the and this is only my perspective, the goal square, but the 6, 6 and 6 certainly for me is a good thing. I think that that can only help keeping full forwards in the game more. That's only my opinion, but I think it's a really good trial scenario. But we had some great football over the weekend, so that goes against what we're trying to do. You know what I mean?
It was interesting because at the MCG where Leedsy was just warming up the vocal cords for today, they seem to have that sort of formation happening anyway. It just happened naturally. And the fact is, in terms of the timing, it's a tricky one because the games were so good. We had all those games that got in bad shape. But I think the general consensus here is we need to try some new things. This is the forum to be able to do it and go from there. But you just hope. Sam Collins was named best player for Werribee yesterday, and pretty sure that he'd get the 3 votes on list tonight. He is one of the contenders for the list, and you hope that if had it been too much the other way and he didn't have an impact, whether it would have cost him that. But I don't think it will in the end. So all's well that ends well there. Quickly running through the other results. Casey 29-129 defeating the Northern Blues 5-8-38. Wagner 4 goals for Casey, an 8-0 first term, and then 11 goals. Well, then they piled on 3 goals to just 4 for the Blues. So the Blues won the second quarter, but then didn't kick a goal until the final term. Kerr with 2 goals there for the Blues, but the Demons getting the job done nicely. Port Melbourne, this was a close one yesterday. 12-10-82 over Essendon, 11-11-77. And a big game, this one. Conway and Dixon kicking 2 goals for Port Melbourne. And for Essendon, we had Union kicking 3 goals. We'll talk about the Frosty Miller medal in a moment because Danny Union is right up there at the moment. But hey, good win for Port Melbourne, and certainly when spots in the 8 are at a premium at the moment, they got the job done.
Yeah, they're just not going to go away, are they? They're going to give you everything that they can every week, and I think while it's always difficult to back up after winning that flag, I think that they're in a position where Gary Ayres, Stoney, would feel confident that they could make a run at it.
Yeah, spies tell me that Port were lucky to win the game, but they did get the 4 points, so that was really important for them. And you're right, Gary Ayres' coach side will never go away. So they're on his team. Pearson, good to see him in the goals, but Conway's an important player, as you said, with the Frosty Miller coming up.
Did give a bit of a head start to Essendon in the opening quarter, but managed to peg that back. Footscray 14-8-92, knocking off Frankston 7-8-50. They didn't score a goal in the final term. Frankston. Monfries with 4 goals leading the way for Footscray, and for Frankston, Downey and Scragliini kicking 3 goals. Again, Footscray getting the job done nicely as they needed to. A good win for them, and they're just looking to just push themselves along at the moment. They sit in 8th spot. Big game next week we'll have for you on Peter Jackson VFL Live. North Melbourne and Williamstown. Williamstown 19-16-130, knocking off North Melbourne 10-7-67. And for Williamstown, Tippett kicking 5 goals, Rodder with 4. And Nick Larkey, 5 goals for North Melbourne. He leads the Frosty Miller medal goal-kicking tally at the moment. He's got 36 goals, Jordan Lyle with 34. And there's going to be a tight race there, but a good win by Williamstown. Williamstown sitting in 4th place after that result, Stoney.
Yeah, Rodder's been a good player. Been a good pick-up from Western Australia. And Tippett going forward, the ex-full-back, and now playing down the forward line. Good to see him with 5. And again, another side that won't go away.
The other big game was Geelong and Richmond. This was to be the TV game, and Geelong got the job done nicely. 17-7-109 to Richmond, 9-3-57. Grace 4 goals for Geelong. Moore and Manor 2 goals each for Richmond. And a good win for the Cats down there at GMHBA Stadium. They got the job done pretty much in the second quarter where they kicked away from their opponents. But Aidan Grace, good job by him. 4 goals in the game. And they've won 8 of their last 9, Geelong. And Richmond, their 6-game winning streak was ended yesterday. Geelong sitting in 3rd on the ladder and really an outside chance of making it into those top 2 spots.
Do you know what? The Footscray and Geelong teams are both teams in Leedsy that could actually win a flag. I really think they get their list healthy. But they're dangerous teams. Any side in and I said it 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think a side outside the top 4 can win the flag this year.
Yeah, well, We see it every year, don't we, that it really comes down to that availability in the last round and heading into the finals. The other thing is Richmond, Casey, Geelong, Box Hill, Collingwood, all a chance to have their AFL clubs in finals action as well. So you can imagine the wave of momentum around those big clubs come September.
Absolutely.
Let me just roll through the ladder as it stands with obviously one game to come, this one this afternoon. Richmond on top, they've played 16, so a couple of teams on 15, 2 teams on 14, the 2 teams playing today, so still buys to come to finish off the season, but they've played their 16, 13-3 on 52 points. Now, Casey have a game in hand, they're also on 52 points, so challenging for the minor premiership. At half-time, we'll go through all the different scenarios to see how this top 8 might play out with this match and 3 rounds to come. Then Geelong also played 15. They're on 44 points. In 4th place, we've got Williamstown, played 15 times. They're on 40 points. So they're a game behind at Geelong. Then we've got Box Hill and Collingwood, 5th and 6th on the ladder, 9 and 5, 36 points each. If Collingwood get the win, they jump over the Box Hill Hawks. Box Hill get the win, they jump over Williamstown. Pretty simple, the scenarios this afternoon. Port Melbourne in 7th spot on 36 points, having played the 15 games. And then you've got Footscray in the 8, having played the 15. They're on 32 points. Then you rule a line, because one game outside the 8 is Essendon. They're on 28 points. North Melbourne have played 16 games, so the one extra over Essendon. They're also on 28 points. And then back to Sandringham, 22 points. Werribee out of contention on 20 points. Northern Blues on 16. Frankston 8. And Coburg with just the 1 win for the season. And a draw, they have 6 points. So I think we can safely say, well, Sandringham definitely out of contention. Going to be too difficult, I think, for North Melbourne. Essendon an outside chance. I'd probably say a race in 9 at the moment.
Yeah, the percentage, the Bombers puts them right in calculations if they can even up the game tally. They might be out of it by 4 points, but sitting on 121%. It's pretty healthy.
Yes, so we'll go through all of that at half-time. We'll go through the run homes for the top 8 teams and see where it's all going to be positioned, but the likelihood is that there might only be one change to the top 8 from here, you would suggest. Both sides out on the ground is Box Hill taking on Collingwood here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Welcome if you're joining us for the first time on 1377, which from next week will be known as SEN+. Peter Mikado and Michael Leeds with you. Mark Stone on the boundary. We'll get the toss of the coin and the conditions, which are beautiful at the moment. Crowd making its way into. But let's hear from the coaches. Stoney caught up with them earlier. First off, let's hear from Collingwood coach Jared Rivers.
Jared, beautiful day today at Box Hill City Oval. Could be a good game of footy. Last time we met, they got you last time and by around 6 goals. And did you learn anything from last game?
Yeah, we've started them pretty hard. They're a really good structured team, so our ability to try and move the ball against these guys and not let them get set defensively is going to be the challenge for us. So we spoke about that, but we're a really strong defensive team ourselves. So it's just to be a battle all day on how people are going, how each team's going to defend the ground, because it is quite windy at one end, so it's going to be important.
Your team has changed around quite a lot with the injuries here, so how do you battle out? You get 10 AFL, 11 AFL listed today. Team's been changing from week to week. How has that been trying to coach that?
It's just with VFL, mate. That's what happens normally. On any given week, there's normally 3 to 4 changes at least. So, yeah, we're definitely getting tested in that area. But I think the beauty of it, us as a team, that we don't rely on 1 or 2 players. We rely on every single player playing their role, and they've been pretty good for us so far.
And the business end of the year, mate. Now, look at the weather today. It's nearly spring, and coaches get a bit excited this time of year.
Yeah, it's exciting. We've still got 4 weeks to go, though, so we have to focus. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we go against a really good quality opposition.
Thanks, Jared.
No worries, mate.
So there it is, coach of the Collingwood side, Jared Rivers. Let's move over to the Richmond side of things. Stoney earlier on caught up with their coach, Chris Newman.
4th playing 5th team, but you've got a pretty strong side out there today.
Strong side. We still feel like we're quite young and developing, so we've got a good mix. We've been happy with the development that some of the younger have been able to do this year, and not only the Hawthorn listed but the Box Hill listed. We feel like we get a pretty even contribution from those guys every week. So it's a relatively strong team. Collingwood, saying that Collingwood have a few injuries, but their system is quite impressive, and some of their VFL listed players are some of their strengths in their team. So it'll be a pretty evenly matched game, I would think.
Spring is in the air, mate. Look at the weather today. Are you excited about a coach coming this time of year?
Yeah, you do. You do get a little bit excited. I think you sort of just you generate a lot of the energy off the playing group, and I feel like the playing group are sort of conveying a fair bit of energy at the moment. They're playing with some real spirit, which is great. Their attitude towards training and just getting better has been first class. So I think you sort of almost become you take a little bit of a back seat and let the players drive the type of energy that we have around this place and sort of ride on their coattails.
One last one. What about the coaching caper, mate? What's the best thing you get out of the coaching players or a team in a team sport?
I think there's a couple of things. Just feeling a part of the team is one. I love the build up to a game and everything that comes with that. But I love just seeing the kids just try and develop and enjoy their footy. That's one of the main things. You invest a lot of time into the club and into getting the best football out of them. So really enjoy those times. And obviously when you win, that feeling you get 10 minutes after the game, after the song is something that I still feel, even as an ex-player. I used to love it as a player, but as a coach I still feel the same way. So I just love seeing that the boys enjoy their footy.
Mr. Newman, good luck today.
So Chris Newman there, we hear from both sides. Toss of the coin coming up in just a moment. But looking at it, Box Hill have 17 Hawthorn listed players in their lineup today to just 10 for Collingwood. But good players coming back for Collingwood to try and make a mark on the AFL side. You've got the likes of Fasolo, Blair, Aish, McClarty playing today. Ben Crocker's in the team. Adam Oxley, the rookie, is there. But you look at the Box Hill lineup today and you see some great names. John O'Rourke comes down after playing for Hawthorn last week, comes into this lineup. Will Langford playing today, Taylor Duray, Tim O'Brien to name just a few. So spots are at a premium at AFL level. We see it on a regular basis, and we know that these two teams, they're heading finals bound. There are AFL spots on offer. Not many of them, but they want to put in a good performance this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great time to throw your name forward, and you couldn't ask for better conditions to have a big day out.
Stoney, let's go the ground and weather conditions. And who won the toss, please?
Yeah, we had Jack Hellier and Andrew Moore toss the coin, and Andrew Moore, the Box Hill captain, won the toss. He'll kick to the southern end, the scoreboard end here at Box Hill City Oval. It's about a 4 to 5 goal breeze, Pete, and Box Hill have the first advantage. Weather's in magnificent condition, about a 12-degree day, but sun's out. Couldn't ask for better conditions.
And the scoreboard brought to you by Tyre Power. The first half brought to you for the Braybrook Hotel, the best palmers in town. And we welcome all our new sponsors on board here at Peter Jackson VFL Live. This weekend is also White Ribbon Round. AFL Victoria Initiative will be talking about that throughout the afternoon, but the bounce of the ball is about to happen here. Beautiful sunny conditions, round 18. It's Box Hill and Collingwood on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Here's Michael Leeds.
It'll be Pitnet and Lynch to get us underway. Both flew, neither got near the footy. Woodward, first hands on it. You've seen that once or twice on this oval. Just lost the handle. Lovell's under all sorts of pressure from a tackle from Elliott. He's driven into the ground, and they'll toss it up centre wing.
Crowd building up over on the terraces and also in the social room as the ball's tossed up here. Brought down, Pitnet again, trying to find a way through. Lost a handle on it. Woodward getting hands to it early as the kick going high, up and under. And coming in, take a solid mark is Will Hams. Consistent performer for this side. Across to Lovell, whose short kick up towards half forward is good. Good mark taken by Cousins. Too far out to score him with the breeze, you would think, but Cousins is going to have a go at it. It's a high ball all the way to the goal line. No one can take the mark. Woodward on hands and knees, got the handball out. Nicely done. Lynch worked it across. Now they've got some space on this outer side. The kick over the top. O'Donnell to run onto it for Box Hill, and he ends up winning the footy. The kick going backwards is okay. Mark taken by Heatherly.
Who squares them off to mirror it centre half back. Controlling things nicely. Gives it to Hams. Little handball okay to Lovell. Works inside the 50, but it's going to be chopped off. That's nicely taken by Tyler Brown. Underneath the pavilion here at Box Hill City Oval. Murphy's going to sit underneath this one, but Hams has taken another mark. He's had a bit of it early, getting it on the ground and in the air. Left foot kick inside the 50, over the head of Jones, beat a couple. Chance for Lewis, couldn't take it. Langford knocked it boundary side. A snap on goal is just a little shallow from Willsmore. Hit the post, and one behind gets Box Hill going on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power as the Pies, the kick out, coming towards the grandstand sides, and the big man, Pitnett, and he make a nuisance of himself. He takes the mark. 55 from goal near the boundary line. His kick, a little chipper up towards the top of the goal square. One grab, not the second. And now the Pies should look to clear on the goal line. Lynch, he just held it for a little split second, but it was okay because he's got teammates running alongside. The kick in the McClarty direction. The fist comes in though from O'Brien, and it's over the line. We will have it thrown in on that outer side. One behind plays no score. 2.5 minutes gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard. The first half for the Roadbrook Hotel. Big screens, live sports.
Looks like O'Brien's being schooled in the back half, Stoney.
Yeah, it has. And that breeze is pretty strong, so it is 4 to 5 goals to the southern end at the scoreboard end here at Box Hill City Oval.
The Hawks unable to make the most of it yet. Lynch through the hands of Jock, fisted forward. Woodward got a hand on it. Hellier likewise. They take him toward the line, but not over it in the end. There's a free kick going to Hellier at half back.
Great to see Alex Woodward back out there after a couple of knee issues and accumulating the football in this first quarter.
A little bit of feeling between Moore and Fasolo there. Just keep an eye on that as it develops. Smith takes the mark, centre wing, outer side of Box Hill City Oval. He's going to swing them back to their defensive arc here. Hoare takes it in the back pocket. It's a nice kick to LaGrice. The switch is complete here. Still hemmed into his defensive arc. Kicks a long ball, hoping for Crocker. Fisted away. Players to go to work at ground level. It's towards the line. Nash wants on the full. Stoney says, yes, that's true. And away he goes to Glass. Centre wing. Doesn't want to go direct. Just squares them off again, and Heatherly has it at half back.
Yep, and they're going to switch to the outer side of the ground, it looks like. Holding it up is O'Brien. He now kicks towards the corridor, but he's turned the footy over, kicked it straight to Hellier. Now a handball over the top. They're going to get some moving going. Jock's a 23rd player for Collingwood. He's played a couple of games as the 23rd player for the side. And he comes up with the football again on centre wing and the outer side. Gets around an opponent, shows a little bit too. Working across there, Smith. His kick heading inside 50 for the first time for the Pies. It's a 2-on-1 situation in favour of the Hawks, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Tom Jock, the 23rd player, as I mentioned, I think it's about his 3rd or 4th game as the 23rd player for the Pies, but showing plenty of promise. As the ball in the hands here, O'Brien had his hands as he was dragged to ground, trying to get through more. The skipper for Box Hill. Quick shot at goal for the Pies, and just pushing it through is Mirror.
Is that a goal?
Oh, has he? No, he actually didn't get anything on it. Oh, David Mirror was standing there near the goal line, and he was just, the ball was floating towards the goals, and he was just trying to push it through, but he must have missed that. The goal umpire was obviously in the best position to be able to judge that.
He can't believe it, Mirror.
Anyway, the score stands. The Pies have a goal on the board. Fortuitous, if nothing else. 1 straight 6, plays 1 behind. We've played 5 minutes in the opening quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. That was extraordinary, Stoney.
It was extraordinary, and David Mirrors, he was not happy about that, and he felt as though he got a hand on it. But umpire says all clear, 6 points, so back to the middle.
We can't have a score review, can we?
No, you're down with it and down without it. Here's Pitnet in the middle. Away goes Hellier again. Got it to half forward. Connor Glasses in front of Fasolo. Got a tackle on it. Affected the handball. Here's Nash. Got to go to work on McClarty. There's numbers arriving. Jocks had a lot of it early. This one, a good handball over the top. Hetherington. McClarty has the shot. It's holding up in the breeze. No one can take the mark. Players went to ground. There's a claim on the mark. It's not going to be paid. Quick hands needed here towards the line from Mirror. Was that deliberate? No, they say throw it back in. The Pies with some enterprising movement of the footy early in this one. 6 gone. Opening term 6-1 on the Tyre Power scoreboard as they go to work in the ruck. Pitnet knocks it down. Couldn't find a man initially. Spilled out the back, and that'll do. Pies go again through Callan Willings, who's having some sort of impact from the top of the square. He made no mistake. And Box Hill, kicking with the wind, find themselves 11 points down at the 6.5-minute mark of the opening term.
They're putting a lot of pressure. Collingwood are putting a lot of pressure when the ball goes in their forward 50, so that's exactly what the coach would want. So they've scored 2 early goals against the Tide, really, and a great start.
Yeah, first goal to Hellier, second goal to Wellings. 2 straight 12 place, 1 behind. That's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. This first half brought to you the Braybrook Hotel, the best Palmers in town. You and I, Stoney, probably going to have to check that out, I reckon.
We will.
Ball back in the middle. Now, ball thrust down by Pitnet. He's giving them first possession. The Box Hill, he's getting the hit out, but turning the footy over. It's been turned over again. Hams at centre half back. He goes wider. Works it across to Connor Nash, who goes up the line. Now they're starting to get some run going. Heatherly, handball over the top. Just holding his kick for a moment there was Duray, getting hands to it for the first time. He finds his teammate. Now the kick going long. Inside 50. First grab, not the second for Lewis. Leading goal kicker for Box Hill this season.
On the ball.
And there's a holding the footy decision. It's going to go the way of Box Hill. And the person at the bottom of the pack, Will Langford. Of course it is. He's going to line up and have a shot. He's on that outer side. And he will kick it from inside the 50. What does he need to do here, Stoney, with the breeze swirling around?
Just the right-hand goalpost.
Will Langford played 6 games at this level, kicked the 2 goals this season, and he's kicked another one. Will Langford kicks the first for Box Hill this afternoon. And that goal just to steady things a little bit early on in this opening quarter. It's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. 2 straight 12 Collingwood. Box Hill 117, 8.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Right here on Peter Jackson VFL Live through vfl.com.au. Video streaming and audio streaming, and also 1377 for the rest of the season as well.
Just with that, the Box Hill boys lowered their eyes and had a shot on goal there, but better ball movement, better forward structure got them that first goal.
Hanrahan's moved into the middle. O'Rourke for company. Woodward and Lovell, a couple of hard heads going at it. And we're set to go again as Lynch jumps over the top. Beautiful little one out the back. One at Blair. There's a free kick on play, and it's going to go to Hawthorn.
Box Hill.
That's Box Hill. It's been a long 48 hours for the brown and gold. Inside the 50 they go. Jones flew, couldn't take the mark. Strong stuff at ground level from Pitneck. Got it away. Little kick around the corner, no good. Hayes chops it off and takes the mark. 20 out from his goal line. Finds Jock in the back pocket. Continues to get his hands on the footy. And got it to Smith. He's 2 metres in from the boundary line. Oh, almost had an issue with the photographer down there. And he's back on his feet now and kicking a long ball. Lynch to fly. Pitnet strong in front and takes the mark.
He's going to win that contest more often than not.
He's a big boy.
He is. Strong clash of bodies, but had nice balance there as he took the mark. The high ball kick to the forward pocket for Box Hill. Real clash of players as it goes over the line. We'll have it thrown in right in the forward pocket, right near the function room here at Box Hill City Oval this afternoon. 2 straight 12 plays, 117. Collingwood leading Box Hill.
Good crowd too today, building up.
Peter Jackson VFL Live. It's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Lynch leading over the top to try and bring that ball to ground. No one can get clear in a hurry. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Jock trying to retrieve it. Now Woodward just lost a handle on it. Went back in there again. Second, third efforts exceptional from Alex Woodward. And again as he's ridden into the turf and taken over the line. We'll have it thrown in. I mean, you talk about him coming back, Stoney, but he's had an immediate impact. I mean, this is a guy who was there being a runner for the team, for the AFL team. He gets his opportunity back after another knee Rico and just has a huge impact again.
Absolutely.
Smith's doing some defending at ground level. Woodward, there he is on cue at the bottom of the pack. This is not coming out anytime soon, and they'll toss it up.
Yeah, when you see players play at this level and you think they're a class above, Alex Woodward, Liston Trophy winner, and he is a class above in this competition.
So we're in the pocket still. Box Hill still attacking. Jock just had a little moment there, but was good enough to pick it up. Stolen away by Duray, got it away. Here's Giath, got it back to Glass from 52. Had a shot. It's trying, it did. Magnificent hit from 2 steps from the Irishman. And that was a classy finish. 10 gone in this opening term. And on the Tyre Power scoreboard, get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. It's 2-1-13 the Hawks, the Pies, 2 straight 12.
Well, that's a classy finish. with or without the breeze. Made absolutely no difference. It was a still day, it'd still be a good finish.
Yeah, Collingwood, obviously the Box Hill boys have picked up the ante in this this sort of about, 10 minutes gone, and they've certainly realised that they have to work harder with the breeze, and just a good finish there from Young Glass.
So ball back in the middle. We'll go around the grounds too. A couple of AFL games to look at this afternoon. One at Etihad Stadium as Woodward bounced off for Solo, fell into the hands of Kilpatrick for Box Hill, who sends them forward. A high ball. Getting underneath it, taking nice mark, Marty Hall. What a season he's having. I would say, in terms of the Collingwood team, he has to be in listing contention. Kick up the line, looking for Hallier. It goes over the top of his head. Giant coming through, just held by one arm. Good work by Fasolo. The throw is on. An advantage is paid. McClarty to run onto it for Collingwood. The kick up towards half forward is going to be cut off. Dave Mirror, as he's done so many times before on this ground, takes the defensive mark.
Yeah, got Chippendale for company in that one, and just read it beautifully. Kicks a long ball to our commentary side of the ground. Cousins standing underneath it. Gallucci got into him before the ball arrived, and a little high. And all of that resulted in a free kick. Jive takes the mark. Centre wing, starting to get his hands on it. Little ball's okay. Not 15, said the umpire. Gee, there's a little bit of trouble here. Gallucci was closing. Ball still to be won. Cousins to Glass. They retreat nicely. Well played. Young Burt runs away and kicks to Mirror, who takes the mark and can settle them down. This is an audacious kick. There's a free kick that's going to stop the turnover. Gee, that was fortunate. Mitch O'Donnell has it in his defensive arc.
Got away with it. He handballs across to Mirror, who goes for a run, still inside defensive 50. Goes by hand over the top to Will Hams, who's had some sort of quarter to start off the match. His kick finds the target, and now they go again. A high ball from O'Rourke, a long one inside 50. Clash of bodies. Woodward at the fall of the ball, just puts it out to Hallier. Handball across. Now they've got some space. Little rubber kick from Nick Singh. Might be chopped off. In fact, it is. And his kick going in short. Nice work from Kilpatrick. Just finds the shorter option. Another shot at goal coming up here for the Hawks.
There is again also Pete with that low in the eyes and not blazing away with the breeze, just looking for an option inside the 50 and a shot on goal. And Langford kicked a goal from this pocket just a few minutes ago.
So they lead by a point at the moment, Box Hill. Put them in front. 14 minutes in. The kick, not good. Out of bounds on the full.
We talked about Marty Hall before. I reckon that he's a big draft calculation too, either rookie or a national draft. But he's had a great season. In fact, he's nearly winning their best and fairest in Collingwood.
We've been following his story right back to the Bendigo days.
Yeah, correct.
So long ball in from Oxley. Wants McClarty to fly, and he does. Just couldn't hold on to it. Mitchell Lewis couldn't come up with the footy. For Solo could. Little handball out the back. Well played Murphy. Releases them forward. Hetherington to McClarty. Back to Hetherington. Just overdid it by one, and it trickles over the boundary line amongst the pressure of players. From the Box Hill side, they'll toss it back in, outer side of Box Hill City Oval. Good game of footy developing here. 2-1-13 to 2 straight 12. The Hawks in front by a point on the Tyre Power scoreboard. As Lewis goes to work on Lynch. More front position, but Woodward came up with the footy, got it away. Welling's around the corner. For Solo goes to work on him, cleared a path. Well played. Now he's got some support. Woodward under all sorts of pressure in the tackle, swung around but got the handball away. It's to be won at ground level. It's going to be Aish who's got it first. Hanrahan got him though. Ball spilt out, and there's still a chance for Tardrew to come up with it. He does. He comes back in board and finds Hellier,
who just slows down slightly. Now they've got some run through the middle here, Collingwood.
Kick.
The lead is honoured. It's Gallucci in the middle of Box Hill City Oval. His kick into the pocket. Well, it's a one-on-one contest here. Oh, good burst of speed from Crocker. His kick is short. Oh, no, missed the target. Chippendale dropped what he should have taken in the end. Plenty of numbers here for Box Hill. They've got to be clean, though. O'Rourke does. He's got Mirror for company. He takes the handball now, kicks up the line. It's a one-on-one contest again. Great tackling pressure by LeGrice. Is the ball gone over? It's going to be a free kick for a push.
Sling tackle. Dangerous tackle.
Lingered a little bit too long, the umpire said, and Jones will take the free kick for Box Hill. Centre wing, grandstand side. His kick not finding the target, and now through handballs. Well, Burt got a push in the back, the 23rd player for Box Hill. No call from the umpire. Oxley trying to get the handball away to H. The boundary line wins out, and we'll have it thrown in.
bit of heat in the game, Pete. Just both sides really going at it hard, and 4 points this time of year is pretty important.
We've played 16, almost 17 minutes, a 1 point ball game, 2-1-13 Box Hill, Collingwood, 2 straight 12 Tyre Power scoreboard.
Oh.
That's a big tackle as well. Goodness me, Jock picked up the ball. He was ragdolled into the ground.
Could be a free kick.
And the umpire's intervening. There's Pitnet who laid the tackle, and the ball's thrown up in the end. So they called it a 50-50 contest. And Jock might want some revenge here because he didn't like the attention he received. Tardrew works it back. Oxley short ball finds Woodward. Back on centre wing here at Box Hill City Oval. Little grubber kick back to Tardrew. Had to get down and get it. Got a handball received from Hellier. Now across to Lynch. They're going to do this by degrees. Here's Blair. Jared Blair kicking inside 50. And a mark or a free kick will go the way of Kurt Heatherly. He'll take it in the back pocket for Box Hill.
Got it to Mirror by hand. He's just brought his own footy in the first term as David. He kicks across the ground. Nash just had a moment. He dropped the footy but had enough time to pick it up and down Jai, who retreats to O'Brien in his back pocket for the Hawks, heads to the outer side with a short ball. Is it going to come up with Nash? Did well played. Away comes Moore. This is Dillon, got the handball to O'Donnell. They've worked it nicely through the middle of the ground, and Pitnet takes it sliding down on his knees. Gives the handball away. Will Hams, left foot okay to Moore, who's got space in front of him. He steers it into the path of Jones, who just timed his lead to perfection, and the kick matched. Directly in front, Jones will take the shot from just inside the arc.
So your players all pushed back, and Box Hill had players inside the 50. Couple of options when they're kicking for goal now.
Just the one goal from 2 games he's played in 2018 for Jones, but he's got some presence up there when he's on the ground. This is away. And the good news is that it won't blemish his scoreboard because it's out of bounds on the full. 13-12. We've gone almost 19 minutes in the opening term. That's on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Yeah, so the ball coming back in, and Oxley's ended up with it in the back pocket. He takes a bounce and then kicks long outside the 50, and that went over the head of LeGrice and over the boundary line. And it was out of bounds on the full. So a free kick going the way of the Hawks, and it's going to come straight back in again. High ball, big pack of players.
Oh, well done.
Oh, Langford just rose it beautifully. Time after time after time. Right place, right time for Will Langford, and he makes no mistake running into an open goal. And Box Hill just kicking away here in this opening term. 3-1-19, plays 2 straight 12. We're heading into time on 19.5 minutes gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens, live sports.
Timing is everything in life, and even in football. When Will Langford just started running towards the pack, the ball went down. He was in the right spot, took the ball off the pack and into an open goal. Good goal.
It's a beautiful part of the game, isn't it? A good front and square and a crumb like that. Just magnificent to watch. Here's Lynch and Pitnet again. Good tackling. Going nowhere.
Around the grounds, the Giants getting the job done over the Blues. Lemon 672 to 4-3-27. 45 points the margin, almost half time there.
Moore got it going for the Hawks. Hanrahan's on the end of it, gives the handball inboard. Can Ross finish? He elects to handball. Under pressure, Lewis around the body. Been a little bit wasteful now. The Hawks 3-2-20 to 2 straight 12. And the ball will be brought back in, but I thought Lewis might have finished there.
Next 10 minutes important for Collingwood in this game because Box Hill got the momentum at the moment.
So the ball coming back in. That's a high one. Aisha's got to sit underneath it while the pack just rolls over the top of him. It's almost like a jump ball situation there, and the umpire will come in and intervene because Heatherly got there in the nick of time. Aisha was looking to get away, couldn't do so. Into attack here for the Hawks as we tick down now into time on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Lynch, Pitnet just held his position, got the ball down to Lovell, who was dragged into the turf going absolutely nowhere, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. It's half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, the best palmers in town. This ball's tossed back up. Lynch, Pitnet, he's got the honours in this opening quarter. Hallier just being led to the footy. Now going nowhere. Jared Blair taken over the line, and we'll have it thrown in as we tick down towards quarter time.
A few people, Michael, enjoying the social club up there on the balcony. Beautiful.
It's a lovely way to spend a Sunday afternoon, Stoney.
As the ball's tossed back in. Lynch, ball down, but only as far as Cousins for Box Hill. Trying to find a way through. Now the kick inside 50 is going to dribble over. And we'll have a throw in. And it'll be just on the paint of 50 here for Box Hill. They're doing the attacking. A flurry early stages of the quarter from Collingwood. Box Hill 3-2-20. 2 straight 12 Collingwood. Tyre Power scoreboard.
Here's a chance for Geray round the corner. Kick smothered. Pies have numbers. Helly a little underground handball. Asked a lot of Max Lynch. Did well, the big fella, but was slung as he tried to handball. Kilpatrick's working at ground level. Giant little handball. Missed the target for Solo. Was taken to ground, but somehow got it away. The Pies will take the advantage on the free kick. Smith's on the burst. He's got time and space, and he finds Chippendale, who takes the mark in front of Mirror. There's all sorts of acres inside that 50. Closed down now. The kick went slightly sideways and a little backwards. Jock, clever little tap on. Chance inside the 50 for Crocker. He handballs, retreats by 5 metres. Oxley's on the end of it. He steers it into the 50 and coughs it up. Heatherly takes the mark.
Rock solid down there, Kurt Heatherly. Been for a number of seasons across both Hawks teams. Hesitates for a moment, then kicks long outside the 50. I sense that this one's going to be turned over too. It is. Another chance here for the Pies. The short kick is good. Finds Smith. This is Josh Smith for Collingwood. Now he's going to be 50, almost 60 from goal as he runs down and kicks a high ball. Pitnet's just waiting there. The pack all move forward. Pitnet just waited. Gets the ball off quickly. It ends up in the hands here of O'Donnell, who fumbled at the crucial moment. And the ball's been taken over the line for a rush behind. 2-1-13 Collingwood, 3-2-20 Box Hill. 23, almost 24 minutes gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
Wonder if O'Donnell fumbled or made an educated miss there to rush it over. He's going to kick this a long way back into the ground in the middle.
Tackle.
Jones.
Good tackle.
He's going to kick it, but the free kick, as you heard, he's going to go to Oxley for a very solid tackle on Mitchell Lewis. So a good match up there. Oxley in the long sleeves this afternoon. Sun's out, but it's all that warm. He kicks to the 50. Good contest for Solo. Came in late. Now he wins it at ground level. Well played. Hawks have numbers though. O'Donnell gets it from Hams. He goes down the line looking for the run of Geray. Ball did him no favours with that bounce. Oxley's there. He wins it. Gets it to Jock. Long kick. Goes for Chippendale. He's got a few to beat here. 2 flew for the Hawks. Who's down? Strong tackling. And the umpire will come in and toss it up. No questions on Hams or for Solo out of all that. 55 away from the Pies goal line.
Ball tossed back up. Lynch, Pitnet, he's won the opening quarter hands down, but it's picked up by Moore, the skipper at Box Hill, who kicks a high ball heading up towards half forward. The fists come in. Now the ball over the top. Working hard there is Matthew Smith, who tried to get the handball away, was dragged out of the tackle, and the umpire says, give it to me. On that outer side, centre wing. They played 25 minutes in the opening term. 3-2-20 plays 2-1-13 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Quick release for the Hawks. It's going long inside the 50. 2-on-1 in favour of the Pies. LeGrice just getting hands to it. Trying to keep it in near the boundary line is Oxley. He's being tackled.
Langford's done something.
And now it's been held up. What's happened, Lindsay?
Yeah, I thought he thought it'd gone out. Such as the disdain he had for the contest, and now he's hobbling around. I don't know what he's done. Maybe he's just done a little ankle that he's trying to work through.
Well, the ball's been thrown up. You keep an eye on that. It's fall to the back. Lynch has a second go at it. His kick, well, his pass across to LeGrice was okay, but his kick was smothered over the line, and we will have it thrown in.
I think sense is going to prevail. He's looking like he's hobbling towards you, Stoney.
26 gone in the opening quarter. 7-point lead to Box Hill. Tyre Power scoreboard. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens, live sport.
Looks like an ankle, actually, Michael. Yep.
Pitnet knocked it down. Tracking the footy. Hanrahan couldn't come up with it. Wellings did. Aish around the corner. Hawks have set up well. If they can pick up this first possession, they do. Well played, Glass. to Hams and now Nash. And there's still a couple of kicks out from goal here on the outer side of the ground. He stabs a low ball inside the 50, and it wasn't great contact in the end. But they will get another chance here because it tumbles over the line deep in the forward pocket. 27 minutes gone is the opening term. Low Repairs scoreboard, 20 to 13.
Tyre Power scoreboard.
Tyre Power scoreboard.
Wrong one, Leedsy.
20 to 13.
Will Langford, boys, just gone up the race into the rooms.
Some concerns there. He started this game particularly well. Knocked towards the line here from the restart. We're going nowhere, and they'll toss it up. Yes, that Tyre Power scoreboard is 20 to 13. 7 points the margin, 27 gone.
Get the expert advice, power of expert advice at Tyre Power, Leedsy. Can't believe you didn't know that.
I'm only young.
Look, there's a kick going up the line. Oh, almost the mark in front there for Chippendale. Had some pressure. Now a chance for the Hawks as the handball comes out. Worked across. Glass. Got a teammate in space. Mirror kicks high, deep inside the 50. They fly again. Noah can take clean possession. Now Hallier for the Pies. The kick into space is good. And now is an opportunity is Gallucci, who goes over the top. They've got an open 50 here. The Pies, if they can just get it there. Tapping it forward is Starcevic. It's there in the Crocker direction. The cavalry arrive for Box Hill. Whistle, free kick going Collingwood's way.
I think it was a high tackle early.
It was in the sequence because Connor Glass came in, he picked up the footy. They did well to get back there, the Box Hill defenders, but just a little high, and Crocker will take the free kick. He's in the pocket. Well, it'll be about 15 metres, and he's going to go the J curve. Comes around, and he hasn't brought it back enough. Through for a behind. We saw Cam Rayner do yesterday, annoyingly. Anyway, won't talk about that. 3-2-20, plays 2-2-14, 28 and a half gone in the opening quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, the best palmers in town.
A long direct route taken from the kick in. It's won at ground level by Hellier though, who beautifully positioned front and centre. Across the ground they come to Tardrew. He's just about on the attacking side of centre wing. Kilpatrick stands the mark. Tardrew goes with a high ball. It's going to go towards the line. Mirror might be happy to take it over. Hams make sure that that's the case. And they will toss it back in. Right in front of our commentary position on the half-forward flank. With Collingwood attacking and trailing 14 to 20. Closing in on quarter time here. 29 gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Pitnet knocked it down, looking for some support in Edmonton. Oh, Woodward, wonderful handball released. Hellier on the end of it. Smith from the pocket. He bends it round and hits the post.
It's a good effort from Josh Smith. A nice setup again by the Pies.
One of the spectators said you should have moved the post.
All right, well, Stoney, you've got a job to do a quarter time then. As O'Donnell gets the ball from the kick out. It's a long one. Outside the 50, it's deep. Trying to pick up the ball is Connor Nash. He had to do it on hands and knees, fumbled it and turned it over. McClarty comes in, work back Oxley. They work in the middle of the ground here, Collingwood. This is another big build-up. Oh, though working his way through there, Wellings. He was wrapped up in the tackle, and that is quarter time. Good pressure again from the Hawks. And they take a 5-point lead into the first change. Box Hill 3-2-20. Collingwood 2-3-15 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens live sport. Let's go through the goal kickers to quarter time. Will Langford has 2. Connor Glass with 1. And for the Pies, singles to Hallier and Wellings. Mark Stone will be getting inside both huddles at quarter time. We'll go around the grounds as well and then get stuck into a big second quarter. Stay with us, whether you're watching through vfl.com.au or listening on 1377 AM. Second quarter coming up next. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Stockman's Breakfast and Richard Stockman's Big Brunch on SEM+.
Chris, we were talking about pies before. You've got a great scallop pie.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 AM and stay tuned till 10 when Samuel Nardi from propertyau.com.au brings you a celebrity guest every week. Lock, stock and barrel.
Brett Sperling will be talking all about produce in the Yarra Valley.
With expert guests talking travel, real estate, wine, food and more, the Stockman's Breakfast and Richard Stockman's Big Brunch. 2 very different shows in one knockout hour. From 9 Saturday mornings right here on SEM+.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
The Toyota Good for Footy round has helped raise much needed money for local clubs around Australia, like Waratah, one of the Northern Territory's founding footy clubs. Thanks to Toyota, they raised $4,500 and are using it to give young Indigenous players more opportunities to play the game they love. That includes paying for travel to and from Echo Island and Tiwi Islands. Now that's good for footy. Toyota, oh what a feeling.
The world for you, Camerons can do.
The iconic Cameron's Can Do yellow trucks are delivering great things for Australia. Cameron's #1 goal is to drive to zero. Zero injuries, zero damages, zero unsafe acts. Every team member works together to contribute to a safe working environment and, importantly, a safe community. Drive to zero, a safety vision for all.
We can move the world for you, Camerons can do.
Camerons.com.au.
At iPrimus, we're so sure you'll love our supercharged NBN plan, we guarantee it. Get ultra-fast unlimited data for all the streaming, gaming and downloading you want all day, every day for just $80 a month. Plus, for a limited time, get 1 month free. The most flexible internet you can get. That's us, iPrimus. Visit iPrimus.com.au.
Selected areas only. Minimum cost $1,920 over 24 months plus $15 delivery. Guarantee for first 30 days on this plan only. Free service credit on third bill.
If you're looking for a rewarding career working on cars, trucks, boats and bikes, Kangan Institute is bound to get you there with relevant on-the-job training from expert teachers, not just theory. Start your journey at Kangan Institute's Automotive Centre of Excellence with a pre-apprenticeship from one of Australia's premier automotive training providers. Kangan Institute, bound to industry, bound to succeed. Apply at kangan.edu.au or call 13Kangan.
Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO number 3077.
And the Golden Crumb goes to Papa Schnitz.
I don't know what to say. The Golden Crumb Award to be given Australia's greatest schnitzel making honor, it's amazing. And thank you Australia for your love our hand crumb, pan-cooked schnitzels. You are truly the crumbs in our schnitz.
Dad, wake up.
Dad.
What's up? You're daydreaming again.
Well boys, all great things start with a dream. A golden crumb covered dream.
Stop dreaming and get into your local schnitz today.
At Melbourne Airport Parking, we're here to get you
here,
aren't here,
and here,
and even here,
and back home again. Because at Melbourne Airport, 7 days long-term parking is just $99, and even cheaper if you book online. You can also park for 1 hour at the terminals for
what was expected, really, getting the job done there. Now, the Victorian footballing community will rally together this weekend in support of a new statewide AFL Victoria white ribbon round. And we'll come back to that in a moment because Stoney is lurking around the Collingwood huddle.
Like yours. Just saying, I can grab Jared Rivers here.
We'll see if we can get Jared Rivers to have a chat to us out of the huddle.
Jared? Pretty happy with that quarter, Jared?
Yeah, it's good, mate. It was a tough breeze, as you see. So, really good start. We had probably missed a few opportunities going inside forward 50, but yeah, I reckon pretty good start.
What did you say to the boys about this second quarter?
Oh, I reckon we can't get in the trap of just kicking the ball long with this breeze. So our ability to lower eyes and try and hit our kicks inside forward 50 was the main message. But I reckon our hunting pressure was super.
Thanks, mate.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Stoney, with Jared Rivers. Just as I was what I was saying there about the white ribbon round. Don't just sit on the sidelines. There's a call to action for the round, reminding players, fans and coaches to stand up, speak out and act to stop violence against women. And, of course, particularly prominent with the unfortunate events through the week. But football clubs from 18 leagues from all levels of football across the state, from junior leagues to the Peter Jackson VFL, the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's and TAC Cup will be supporting the round, which seeks to raise critical awareness and funds to prevent violence against women. As part of the statewide round, Victorians are encouraged to show their support by taking part in an online social media campaign and taking the white ribbon oath to prevent men's violence against women. And via the partnership with White Ribbon Australia, AFL Victoria is also encouraging teams to drive respect and inclusion across their club and community through player and fan education, game day activities and fundraising to support programs in schools, workplaces and sporting clubs. So it's a great initiative. Unfortunately, it's an initiative that we have to have, but it's good to see AFL Victoria and all the leagues around Victoria supporting it. 3-2-20 Box Hill, Collingwood 2-3-15. Fans off the ground, and the crowd certainly built as that opening quarter went on. Stoney, what's the breeze doing as we head into the second term?
Still got a 4-goal breeze to the southern end here. It's sort of like going to the social club. So it's blowing straight into the social club, so left-hand goal post is the way to go, but about a 4-goal breeze.
So we can reassess after this second quarter and see if the Pies can make more of it. As the umpire gets set to get us underway. Type out scoreboard, 5 points the difference. Nice bounce. And it's missed by both the ruckman in the end. Ball to be won at ground level. Woodward tracking the footy. Well played. Got it up to Aish. Hurried kick to half forward for Solo is in front of glass. He was just worked out of it. Might have got a little nudge in the back, but fair in love in defending, they say. Hams towards the line. It trickles over. They'll toss it in. So not gone 30 seconds in this second term. 5 points the margin for the Hawks, but as Stoney said, the Pies will kick with the advantage of the breeze in this second quarter as Lynch tries to work his way across it. Around the corner, it comes into the Pies forward 50. It beats everyone because they were well stationed at the top of the square and is away for one behind. So 16 to 24 points the margin, almost a minute gone this second term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Tim O'Brien to bring the ball back in for Box Hill, and he chooses the short option of Heatherly in the back pocket as the kick will go up the line and hugging the grandstand side. Now has the mark been taken here by
Yes.
Jeff? It has. He lodged over the top. Had a little bit of help because the back in front of him sort of fell away. It's a good spring anyway. Jeff kicks long and high. That's a good mark taken too by Lewis. Mitch Lewis leading the goal kicking for Box Hill in Frosty Miller contention for the league's leading goal kicker. 30 heading into today, hasn't kicked one yet so far. He kicks up the line, but plenty of Pies here as Blair just runs into a tackler and cops one high. So Jared Blair will take the free kick.
Nathan Buckley at quarter time, just going around all these players and just giving encouragement too in that for the Collingwood side.
Cross to Oxley, whose kick going wider. Works it across. Nicely done here. Tardrew to Smith. And Smith's kick up the line is another good one. You can hear from Phil Cleary, Mark Stone on the boundary line. And they're just setting up nicely here. The Pies. Gallucci goes short. They're just short kick at the moment. One intended for Fasolo. He didn't take it. It was bump ball. Handball back looking for Hallier, but Woodward comes in over the top. Did well. Works it back to Gallucci, who gets around a tackler on centre wing. He puts up a high ball towards centre half for McClarty. Yes. Second grab takes the mark and had it taken out of his hands. The umpire in position. Holding up and saying, yep, come down the ground. So McClarty, this is now from being probably a 70-30 with the breeze, now becomes a 95-5 as he kicks the goal. So a goal for the Pies, a goal for Sam McClarty, his first for the afternoon, and he's kicked his 15th for the season out of 13 games. Now 14 games with today, and they're back in front. 3-4-22 plays 3-2-20. 3 minutes gone in the second quarter for Tyre Power. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, the best Palmers in town.
Alex Woodward again in the play there, but McLarty's a big boy and a good future for him and the Collingwood team, but a really good goal at the start of this quarter.
Yeah, disappointing to cough up the 50 there from the Hawks co-captain as we're bouncing down in the middle. Here's Jock again, Jiff. He's looked a good player, comes to ground. Blair kept tracking it, looking for Woodward. Now he's won the footy, Alex, but it's going to be ruled a throw, so it'll come back for the Hawks. Hanrahan.
I'll come out this side, I reckon.
And that's exactly what they're doing, Stoney. O'Brien took too long with the kick. McLarty, magnificent effort on the smother. O'Brien butters up nicely, though. Didn't give up on it. Well played, Tim. Wins it at ground level, and then he coughed it up. Got it to Blair. Blair straightens up and kicks the goal. Oh, it's never good to give it up, but when you're kicking it to that man in that position, that's two direct goals from issues from the Hawks' boot and Collingwood. They're going to surge ahead here, 4-4-28 to 3-2, 24 and a half gone in this second term.
Sorry, Michael, their pressure around the ball is amazing. It's really good, and their 1%ers are really putting them in front and obviously first at the footy.
Ball back in the middle. Need a response now from the Hawks, with Collingwood building some nice momentum. Lynch waiting, Pitnet, he just slammed into Pitnet in the end. The ball fell free and Wellings just puts it on the boot up towards centre half forward. It beats the initial pack, under pressure there, Hams, he lost a handle on it. Gallucci out of the pack, he puts it out of bounds on the full. So a turnover here to the Hawks in the last line of defence, but they're pressing here heavily to bring the ball back into play. The Hawks just looking for a steadier here as the kick up the line. Well, over the back was Ross, couldn't take the mark for Box Hill. Now pack forms and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
So the Pies with the better of it in the opening 6 minutes of the second term. Going to work Hetherington around the corner, goes inside the 50, just overran. So it comes up to O'Donnell, who gives to Hanrahan. He takes the mark, players streaming forward. He just stops and props and waits for some system to develop. And it's nicely played. Moore, this is Dylan. Takes it at half back. Got around his man, just kicks a high ball. Lynch has got the sit, couldn't take the mark. At ground level, well played Lynch. Took the footy, but then they took him and he just lost a handle on it. Pitnet lays a good tackle and they'll toss it up. 65 out from Box Hill's goal line. Just a little bit of trouble getting the players up here.
Just trying to untangle themselves.
Not sure that they were 100% committed to the process there. At ground level, it's going to be taken away. Wellings comes up with the footy, kicks to half forward. And going to work here on the outer side was Chippendale. Headley got a hold of him, ball spilt free. Still to be won at ground level, well played. And that was some good, strong tackling from the Hawks defenders. Headley, a couple of efforts there, just held them up enough, or it could have been a little dangerous.
And he got the result too. Called to play on Heatherly. The tackle on Starcevic, his kick up the line, Lynch, the big ruckman fly there, falls to ground. So Lovell making use of himself. Now the kick up the line, can't be kept in, and we will have it thrown in off hands. In dangerous position now, the Hawks looking to press forward. Is that half forward for them? As the boundary umpire gets into position, beautiful day here at the Box Hill City Oval. Pitnet, ball went right past him, just got a hand to it. Nash out of the pack, just a high kick, a high up and under ball. Tardrew underneath it, takes a solid mark. Lucky Tardrew for Collingwood, half back. On that outer side, in two minds where to go. Now plays on, and he'll kick up towards centre wing. The high ball, mark not taken there by Starcevic. He dropped what he should have taken in the end, and they've coughed the footy up. Now a chance for Box Hill as they work towards the boundary line. O'Rourke trying to keep it in, did a good job in the end. He's got teammates in support. The kick up the line, no good, going past Mirror. And now they've turned the footy over. Pies with a chance. The kick going inside the 50. Dangerous footy. No one could take the mark, and now they've got some numbers. O'Brien getting the handball over the top. They've got numbers on the grandstand side if they want them. That's excellent overlap play, but the kick is good. Had to be good, and Lewis takes the mark.
He's going to go with a short ball and find his man, Willsmore. He's got the option of trying to go long down the line here, and that's where he's going to be forced to in the end. Hoping for Ross to go to work. He's got a couple to beat in the air, but did well to knock it to ground. Jock's there to lend a hand. Ross goes back in over the top. Might be a bit of trouble here, no umpire rules. He will toss it up right in front of Stoney.
Good contest. There's still a lot of pressure around the ball, and both these sides having a crack, which is great.
8 points to margin, Taipower scoreboard. Away they come from the stoppage. Hetherington, well played to Woodward from Hellier. He goes with a long ball. Didn't hit it all that sweetly, but well enough to keep it in. And the fist sees it back over the line. They'll toss it in where the arc meets the boundary line. The Pies attacking.
Around the grounds, Giants by 52, 4 minutes into the third quarter at Etihad, 12-7-79 to 4-3-27.
McClarty did well, worked his man underneath it. Giants picks up the footy for the Hawks, got it to O'Rourke, little undergrounder for O'Brien. He's got 3 to beat here, he can't possibly. Pies come up with it, no free kick, strong tackle from Giants on Hellier. And they'll toss it back in, still in the forward pocket for the Pies, 28-20 on the Taipower scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Taipower.
So the ball to be thrown back in. This is, as Stoney said, a really good contest. Hope you're enjoying it on Peter Jackson VFL Live. McClarty doing the ruck work, got the handball out. Now a chance for Solo, throws it on the boots from 30 metres out, and he misses to the left-hand side. 3-2-20 Box Hill, Collingwood. Well, 10 minutes into this second quarter, 4-5-29 on the Taipower scoreboard. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, big screens at Live Sport. And that kick going a long way out and off hands, and it looks like it's going to be thrown in. It will be. Outside the 50 here. In the end, the Collingwood are attacking. Tough breeze this afternoon, but sunny conditions. That ball holding up to Pitnet had to run about 25 metres to pick up that from the contest, and now a stalemate forms, and the umpire will say, give it to me.
Box Hill are happy just to bottle us up in with their breeze. As I said, it's about a 3 or 4 goal breeze straight into the social club here at Box Hill City Oval.
More again, just on hands and knees. The skipper for Box Hill releases, but only as far as Aish, who hacks a ball inside 50. Deep ball. Chippendale got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Giants having to do the heavy lifting here for Box Hill. He's 360'd in the tackle by Wellings. Still managed to release the footy. And Box Hill have some run, only temporarily though. Kilpatrick tackled over the line, and the umpire will say throw it in. Tardrew doing the tackling, and it's still into attack here for Collingwood. Still inside their 50. It's a 9-point margin here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Collingwood looking committed to the cause here for the minute. Able to hold the footy in the forward 50. O'Rourke starting to get his hands on it. He's well tackled. Starcevic. Oh, no, he's not. Too high, said the umpire. So O'Rourke will come up with it. Starting to look a little more dangerous in this second term. He's going to go with a short ball to Kilpatrick. He was even shorter, didn't get to glass, which wouldn't have been 15 metres on its own. Oh, well played, Connor. Just picked it up and took them all on. Kicked to half forward. Might open up for the Hawks here. Little one over the top. Jones on the end of it. 25 out goes the dribbler. Couldn't have been worse. Horrible hack off the shin from 25 out directly in front. And one behind is the end result. 3-3-21 to 4-5-29, 12 gone, second term on the Taipower scoreboard.
Not the colours to be in when you're mucking up a dribble kick, as Marty Hoare to bring the ball back in for Collingwood. Kicks to himself, then decides to go the outer side. Left foot, kicks a high ball outside the 50, but it's going to come straight back in. Kilpatrick trying to find more. He fumbled at the crucial moment. Swooping in there is Hetherington for Collingwood. Handball across to Jock, who's got some run. Across half-back, up towards centre wing, into the path here of his teammate in Josh Smith, who was tackled immediately as he got the footy. The umpire said there wasn't enough time to get rid of it. We're going to toss it up. 29 plays 21. We've played 13 minutes in this second quarter. Taipower scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Taipower. The umpire, in fact it was a throw-in, was right near the boundary line. Woodward gets it down looking for McClarty, but it stays down. Hallier hurls it on the boot. Deep ball, it's gone all the way! He let it through! Well, there was 2 players standing on the goal line. I thought that's where the contest was, but Hallier got enough purchase on it and let the breeze do the rest. He's second for the afternoon. 5-5-35 Collingwood, Box Hill 3-3-21, 13.5 gone second quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, the best palmers in town.
Gents, Will Langford finished for the day. Now, here's an interesting one. He's got ice on his hamstring and on his ankle, so he just walked up the race, so he's finished for the day, I reckon.
Double whammy. So they're one down on the bench.
Yep.
Fair to say you're entitled to give up on the ball near the boundary line if you've got an ankle and a hamstring. Won't judge him for that. Here's Lynch in the middle, knocking it forward. Pies on the end of it. Well played, Hetherington to Hellier is on.
Kick.
Inside the 50, magnificent touch. And McClarty takes it low to the ground. 45 out directly in front for Sam.
Tell you what, Jack Hallier, hasn't he been a good stalwart of VFL Collingwood football, amateur player, and named him captain, and you can see why. Just leads from example, and a little kick in there, and now got a shot and goal. Been a good pick up, Jack Hallier.
So has one in his second turn, does Sam. This is very little angle to speak of. He hits it pretty sweetly. Hit the post. Gee, we've had a few posters. One behind, 5-6-36 to 3-3-21. 15 gone, second term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Kick out is short. Tim O'Brien receives it, and they're still just working their way around the back pockets. O'Donnell for Box Hill will go even shorter. Finds teammate in some sort of space, but they just cannot release from here. And Stoney talked about how they wanted to just hold up the space. As this kick going from Cousins has been marked, and now they've got a chance here. The Hawk, it is Jones who's got it. Stoney right near you. The push up towards centre wing. Kick going up the line. Front position. Lewis takes a strong mark over Lynch. Centre wing, grandstand side. Here at the Box Hill City Oval. He kicks short, dangerously too. Solid Kilpatrick into all sorts of trouble, so he's going to get the ball back here, Lewis. This time he finds a better option. Going across the ground is O'Brien. From one side of the ground to the other, looking for Mirror. Didn't hit him flush, but got the right bounce for him. He turns around and kicks up the line. The kick is good. Finds Moore. This is Dylan Moore who's got it for Box Hill. He's backward of centre on that outer side. His kick up the line is out of bounds on the full. Free kick. Nick Singh to take it for Collingwood.
Centre wing for the Pies. Trying to drive them forward here. He's going to kick a long ball. Now, they've got numbers in the air initially, but Mirror, well, the 1-on-3 did well, fisted it down. Who's going to come up with the footage? Little tap on. Wanted to get it over the head of Brown. Well played. Cousins there. Picks up the loose ball at ground level. He goes with an underground job. That'll work okay. Moore's on the end of the chain. He just strides away from the contest and kicks to half forward. There's no mark. Murphy came through, couldn't take it. Strong tackling at ground level. Murphy now does take it. Got away from the tackler to Oxley. Back to Murphy. He kicks a long ball to half forward for the Pies. Lewis was calling for out of bounds deliberate, and then it stayed in on him until he had to chase it all the way down. Oh, it's a cruel game.
Just ran away from him, Michael.
36 to 21, 17 gone, second term, Tyre Power scoreboard.
It's half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel, the best palmers in town, as the ball's tossed back in. And again, just falls short. McClarty coming over the top. It's into the path of O'Donnell, but he can only see it over the boundary line, and will have it thrown in. So 36 plays 21. Peter Jackson VFL Live on 1377 AM and also through vfl.com.au. Lewis doing some of the ruck work here down back for the Hawks. Quick kick towards the 50. Good tackling pressure. Excellent from Taylor Duray, just stopping that contest. And the umpire says, give it to me.
At this stage, Box will be pretty happy with the scoreboard, I reckon, with Collingwood having the bruise in the second quarter.
Lynch getting the tap down for Collingwood, but it's the clearing kick for the Hawks. Going high and wide. Well wide. And it's a free kick out of bounds on the full. It'll go the way of Collingwood. So we wait for the ball to come back from over the fence. And Marty Hoare to take it. He eventually receives the ball back. As now, a little bit of movement inside the Collingwood 50, but not much. Hoare goes inside that 50. Oh, McClarty came through. They gave him the space and he takes a solid mark. And he'll line up and have a shot from 35 metres out and see plenty of goal face as well.
Really impressive, Sam McClarty. Just really leads up hard, and he's a big unit, and yeah, he's just a lot of upside, this boy.
Judging by the look on David Mirror's face, I think he wanted some support from a couple of the other players that were in the area then.
So McClarty already kicked one in this quarter. That was from the goal line. This one from 40. Same results. Collingwood kicking clear. 6-6-42 plays 3-3-21 in this second term on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens, live sport as we tick down towards time on. We've played 19 minutes in the second term.
The reason why they're in front is because they do all the little things really well, and have done in this nearly 2 quarters of footy, where the 1%ers and the tackling and the harassing and players around the ball. In that first quarter, they were sensational against the Breeze. So they've set up this lead at the moment through that first quarter effort.
Yeah, it feels a bit more representative of the match now, Stoney, that scoreboard.
Absolutely.
42-21, O'Rourke was away, but pulled back for a free kick that's going to go to Pitnet, who gives it back to he didn't feel the pressure coming from Smith. Just got the kick away in the nick of time. Brown's got to go to work with 3 Hawks to beat, and he did well. Got it back to Aish. His handball to Lynch. Lynch brought to ground, didn't get rid of it. Cousins was there to mop up. He couldn't find a teammate, though. There's plenty of numbers around this footy. And perhaps the Hawks have realised that they're going to have to up the ante to compete here. It's a fierce Collingwood outfit. Not easy to get a kick now as Pitnet knocks it out the back. Aish had it, lost it. Yeah, dragged to ground. Unfortunately, Cousins just couldn't see that he lost it forward, and he didn't have the ball when he was taking the ground. So Aish, handball for Oxley at half forward, sold a bit of candy. That was nicely. He got to 55. He heard Peter Mercado, and then he kicked a long behind.
Picked the wrong post.
Yes. 43-21, 21 goals. Second term.
Top 5, Pete, that one. Nearly got sconed by the goal umpire.
Tim O'Brien almost got his head taken off by the goal umpire waving the flag. Anyway, he recovers, kicks outside the 50. Numbers here for the Hawks, although it's out of bounds on the full. They end up kicking. As per usual, Will Hams, when you do that sort of thing, immediately the fingers go up. Right, you go there, just get back to business. The kick coming in from Murphy. Nathan Murphy for Collingwood kicks into the pocket, looking for Fasolo. And also Starcevic, but the fist's coming in, it's over the boundary line. We will have it thrown in deep into attack again for Collingwood. 6-7-43, plays 3-3-21. That's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Into time on now, 21 and a half gone. Giants by 66 into the third quarter at Etihad Stadium over Carlton. Melbourne, Gold Coast. The 3:20 match scores from that as well as the ball just evades Gallucci, but Woodward picked it up nicely, gets it back again, looking for McClarty. That was partially smothered, so he has another go. Woodward kept going. Excellent stuff. The kick over the top was over the head of Tardrew. He couldn't pick it up. Trying to find a way through with Smith. Couldn't quit through either, but they've coughed it up here. Here's Tardrew again. Off a step. Bang. Goal. And you put that one, you chalk that one up to Alex Woodward for his second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth efforts inside 50 for the Pies, setting up that goal for Lockie Tardrew. 7-7-49 Collingwood, Box Hill 3-3-21, 22 minutes gone in the second quarter. Tyre Power scoreboard, get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
Alex Woodward was one of those players when he obviously, left Box Hill, and there was a lot of clubs clamouring for his services, and he's missed a lot of footy. He's come back. His class is just unbelievable. He's upside, and he's just been like a new recruit to the Collingwood VFL team.
So some questions being asked now of Box Hill, 49-21 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. Umpire bounces down. Didn't quite get the ruck contest initially. Pitnet followed up, did well. Willsmore's on the end of a handball from O'Rourke. Tumbles it inside the 50 for the Hawks. Hoare did well. Sat underneath the dicey ball and was clean. Got it away to Hellier, who lost it to Moore. Moore looping handball over the top. Ross in the square. He went to Daniel Wells and it worked.
Top 5.
Magnificent effort. It was as much about his athleticism as it was the dare to try it on, and he gets the goal for the Hawks, his first of the afternoon. And did they need that one? We've just ticked into time on here, 23 and a half gone, 49-27 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
You're right, they did need that one against the Flyer play, but need to get a couple of goals. They only got, what 7 minutes left of this quarter, and they can get a couple of goals into this breeze before half-time. It'll set them up for this third quarter.
It's half for Peter Jackson VFL Live at the Braybrook Hotel. Best Palmers in town. Around the grounds, Giants leading by 66 points, 15-9-99 to 5-3-33. Heading into time on in the third quarter at Etihad Stadium. Ball back in the middle. Andrew Moore trying to come through. He lost a handle on the footy. The kick going inside 50 for Collingwood. Just trying to work hard now. Tardru just took it off him. Pies heading forward again. Blair, little handball out. There's Chippendale kicks across the face of goal. Big fist coming in there from Nash. He flew over the top of the pack. Whistle. Umpire coming in saying free kick, Box Hill. Gee, he flew over the top. He won't come up with it because it's Wilhams who's got the free kick. And what's the call here from the umpire? Clearing out the space.
Back over your
We're going to go back over the mark. So it has to go all the way back inside Box Hill's defensive goal square. Let's try that again, Leedsy. So Hams has the ball. He's not sure which way to go. Now he decides to go to the outer side. Big pack of players. Plenty of flyers, but over the top. It sits down nicely for Lewis. He was grabbed as he kicked. He only went about 10 metres. Now Jock for Collingwood picking it up, but handballing straight into the path of O'Rourke, who gets it away for Box Hill. They just can't get any sort of clearance. They can't move the ball on that outer side of the ground, and it goes over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in centre wing on that outer side. 49 plays 27. Collingwood leading Box Hill. Round 18 action on Peter Jackson VFL Live on the Tyre Power scoreboard. This half for Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens, live sport.
Lynch is battling on against Pitnet. Ball hit the deck. Moore might have been pushed in the back. Allowed to go on. Hetherington's got his man. Hanrahan. Umpire will come in and bounce again. We'll toss it up for Lynch and Pitnet to go to work on each other. Pitnet nicely done to Moore, but Lynch mopped up nicely ground level.
Sling tackle, free kick, Box Hill.
Called by the trailing umpire too.
So against Hellier, 2 more. He's got it centre wing, outer side of the ground, looking for something to develop here. His eyes are darting left, and then he decides a short one to the right for Willsmore, who has it at centre wing still. The Hawks just patiently using the footy here as Hams takes the mark. Beautiful sunshine all over Box Hill City Oval as Mirror takes it at half back. So they're being patient here, the Hawks, but might have just run into a bit of a dead end there. Mirror over the top. O'Rourke takes the mark. They've gone about 3 metres backwards since Moore had it 2.5 minutes ago. O'Rourke goes down the line. This time they're going to turn it over. Hoare takes the mark for the Pies.
He does. Looks up thinking to go backwards to go forwards. 51-52. LeGrice takes the mark. Centre half back. Kicks into the middle of Box Hill City Oval. Players have plenty of space. One of those is Blair, whose little chipping kick. We go to the grandstand side into the path of Crocker, who fumbled it at the crucial moment, then dragged down in the tackle. Going nowhere, the umpire will come in and intervene.
Bad time to fumble the ball at that point.
Yep, because they had some good run there. Back Crocker to get around the tackler. 49 plays 27. Tyre Power scoreboard, 27 minutes gone in the second term. We'll talk about the run home for these teams at half time as Galucci kicks into the forward pocket. Ball over the top there of Starcevic. Actually overran it, and it's over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in deep into attack here. I reckon there's time for at least one more goal, you would think. Breeze looks to just... It's very blustery at the moment, Stoney, as the ball's tossed back in. And coming forward, Starcevic doing the ruck work that time. Spills free. Now a chance for Smith. Matty Smith. He's kicked to the top of the goal square, marked by O'Donnell, who gets it across to Mirror. Mirror for Box Hill. Kick dangerous. Aish coming in to create the contest. Did well. Chippendale on hands and knees. Jath coming through for Box Hill. Dragged down in the tackle. O'Donnell finds him. He's right near the boundary line, but it goes over. We'll have it thrown in. 49 plays, 27. Collingwood leading as we close in on half-time. Stoney, 28 gone.
Still 3 to 4 goal breeze to the end with a scoreboard, but he's blowing into the social club, so got to allow for that breeze.
28 gone. Here's Pitnet going to work again. Can't find a team mate at ground level. Starcevic round the footy. He knocks it on. Chippendale's going to be picked up.
Well, they're on par then, if you look at it that way, with the 5 goals in this quarter, Collingwood.
Here's Aish trying to get through. Did. Got a high ball to the top of the square. Smith's got to sit underneath it, but it's a nice mark and audacious play from the last line of defence here for the Hawks. Round the corner for Hams. His kick's no good.
That's not good. Murphy takes the mark. So the Pies again looking to press inside 50. That's where the kick goes. It's going to drop short. Mirror's going to take the mark. Just dropped in front of Starcevic. Works the ball out. We go from one side of the ground to the other. O'Brien will kick deep. Oh no, he spotted a Collingwood play. Picked out Brown. Who can go for a run. Handball over the top. Gallucci being ragdolled. Has to pick it up again. Did well. Got it to Aish. Aish with a long ball. 55 metres out. It travels with the breeze and it misses to the left-hand side. Gee, got some real purchase on that ball, didn't he? 50 plays, 27. Collingwood leading. 29 and a half gone second quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Doc going out to Ben Crocker just have a chat.
So it's a long ball to be brought back to the Stony side of the ground. Oh, not paid. It was wonderful stuff from Pitnet, but Moore read it beautifully. They go down the line. Lovell's got a bit of work to do here to try and pick this footy up.
Murphy's got the free kick, and he'll take it. Nathan Murphy for Collingwood will do exactly what he did the previous occasion. Slam it inside 50. Ball over the head there of Chippendale. Jath working towards the boundary line with Blair for company. And the umpire will throw the ball in. As we're ticking down to half-time, we'll take a look at the sort of top 8-9 teams and see their run home. Just 3 rounds remaining of the home and away season. You'll hear it all here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. You'll see it on our video stream of the home and away season as McClarty goes around the body. It's going to drop short. Hams is going to take the mark. All right, in the last line of defence, next to the behind post. As he prepares now, goes for a run along the boundary line, and then we'll kick a high ball. It's drifting out of bounds on the full. So obviously he was going to pick out Marty Hall there, but it drifted away. So Collingwood, the kick from Hall, goes across. Mark taken by Murphy, and Murphy will switch to the middle of the ground.
So the Pies trying to build something here. Gallucci has it. In the blue boots, heads further across. Smith almost picked it up on the half volley, did well, composed and picked it up and then got it inside the 50. Beautiful stuff from Chippendale. Strong hands in front of Headley, and he'll take the shot from 45 out, about 10 in from the boundary line.
There's always a method to people and teams with the way they kick the ball, and Collingwood this quarter and a half, or nearly 2 quarters, have just been really precise with their kicking.
Yeah. Being very patient. There's Chippendale on his way. This one's away to the right-hand side.
As the breeze dropped away, Michael. Just right then.
So one behind is the result. 51-27 as the Hawks bring it back in at the 32-minute mark of the second term on the Tyre scoreboard.
O'Brien to Mirror, the back pockets for Box Hill. And his kick. Jath flew high, took the mark, but that's is all for this opening half of football, the half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for the Bradebrook Hotel, the best Palmers in town. And it sees a lead to the Pies. They had the breeze in that second term and they certainly made the most of it. And they lead 7-9-51 to Box Hill 4-3-27. And that quarter going over the 30 minutes, but it was a 5-goal, 6 quarter for Collingwood. Box Hill kicking 1-1. So Collingwood, after trailing by 5 points, have a comfortable lead at half-time. 7-9-51 to 4-3-27. The goal kickers to half-time for Collingwood. 2 each to McClarty and Hallier, and singles to Blair, Tardrew and Wellings. And for Box Hill, 2 goals to Will Langford in that opening quarter of football, but then he's been off the ground and won't take any further part with an ankle and hamstring problem. And Glass and Ross, the other goal kickers for the Box Hill Hawks. As both teams make their way off the ground, we'll take a break. We'll take a look at your team's run home, particularly the top 8 teams in this Peter Jackson VFL competition. Give you some idea of how this top 8 is going to shake out. Plenty more still to come. Stay with us wherever you're listening or watching us on VFL.com.au or on 1377 AM. This is Peter Jackson VFL Live.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
If you're looking for a rewarding career in the plumbing, electrical, carpentry or engineering and fabrication industry, Kangan Institute is bound to get you there. With relevant on-the-job training from expert teachers, not just theory. Commence your trade pre-apprenticeship with Kangan Institute. Kangan Institute. Bound to industry, bound to succeed. Apply at kangan.edu.au or call 13-KANGAN. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO number 3077.
On behalf of all lovers of schnitz, we humbly thank the parents of Roman Papa Schnitz Dyduk. Because long ago on a typical cold Polish morning, if not for their chance meeting on the 7:04 AM bus, their shared love of crumbs would never have been explored. And Roman, a future schnitzel expert, never born. Today, Papa Schnitz, together with his sons Tom and Andrew, continue to share their family obsession of crumbs at Schnitz Family Restaurants. Please, be our guest. Schnitz, handmade, hand-cooked.
At Melbourne Airport Parking, we're here to get you...
Here.
And here.
And here. And even here.
And back home again. Because at Melbourne Airport, 7 days long-term parking is just $99. And even cheaper if you book online. You can also park for 1 hour at the terminals for $12, up to 3 hours for $24, and a whole day for $51, which is cheaper than a taxi to and from the city. So for proper goodbyes, warmer welcomes, and everything in between, we're here to get you there. Visit melbourneairport.com.au.
More than 500,000 people just like you are changing their lives every day with Anytime Fitness. We've seen goals smashed, fitness transformed, and lives changed. We've seen I can't turn to I did. No matter what your fitness level, no matter what your goal, we've got your back. And we're here to tell you that we know you can. Anytime Fitness. Come and try Anytime Fitness for free today. Terms and conditions apply. Visit anytimefitness.com.au.
We can move the world for you. Camerons can do.
We marvel at the icons in sport, like the great feats of the Mayor Winks. It sure takes a lot of can-do attitude to reach those heights. Next time you're on the roads, look out for the iconic Camerons Can-Do yellow trucks. There's now over 1,000 trucks in the Camerons fleet nationwide. By living and breathing the can-do philosophy each day, it's no wonder Camerons keeps Australia moving.
We can move the world for you. Camerons can do.
Camerons.com.au.
Kids nowadays always got their faces stuck in their screens. So I said, right, family time is important. So at dinner time, the internet goes off. So we can sit together and chat.
Introducing iPrimer's Us Time. It lets you pause your internet anytime, like family time.
Turn the internet back on, please, Mum.
The most flexible internet you can get.
That's us.
iPrimer's.
Internet services only. No pro rata credit applies.
Should we go to flowers? Let's have a look at some flowers.
Flowers be nice. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's a good selection. Oh,
This
there we
is
go.
you. The football one.
Sporty, yeah.
This-
Oh,
really
that's
good.
beautiful.
I think the sports one is you.
Personalise your funeral the way you like. Tobin Brothers Funerals' latest Memory Maker app guides you through the process before meeting with one of their funeral planners. Download Tobin Brothers Funerals' Memory Maker app now from iTunes or Google Play, or visit tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Peter Jackson, VFL Live, VFL.com.au.
Where it is half-time at the Box Hill City Oval, and it is a lead to Collingwood, 7-9-51, Box Hill 4-3-27. Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds and Mark Stone with you on 1377, and also video streaming and audio streaming through vfl.com.au. It is three-quarter time at the Etihad Stadium, and the Giants 16-10-106, commanding leaders over Carlton 6-4-40. And I've got to say, Leeds, it's always a beautiful thing when you come down to any of the Peter Jackson VFL grounds. You come in, it is, well, dirt cheap to get in, to be honest. It costs you next to nothing. If you're a Hawthorn member or a member of the home club, you come in, you get free. If you're the away team, it tends to be you just pay half price or whatever it is. But there are so many kids and dads and grandparents and family and friends and everyone out on the ground. The little leaguers are having a shot at it as well. The boys and girls having a great time out there, and that's what it's all about, really, on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's good to see, and obviously the Hawks, all the clubs do it very well, don't they? Just embracing their local area and getting some awareness for the kids that they've got a pretty elite competition just around their doorstep.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And they love being out there and being a part of it as well, so it's great, as we say, from all the clubs that we see, but particularly good here at the Box Hill City Oval because there's a good crowd as well. Now, we talked about the run home for these teams. We said it pre-match. We looked at sort of, with let's say 9, maybe 10 teams still in it, if we sort of say North Melbourne's teetering a little bit there. Let's take a look at the run homes for some of these teams. Firstly, let's isolate Leeds in the top 4, and we see Richmond on top. They've played 16 games, so they have a bye coming up, and that bye will be coming up in round number 20. And leading up to that, they've got Footscray next week at the VU Whitten Oval. And then after that, the Swinburne Centre, they host Williamstown. And they finish off their campaign at Frankston, at Skybus Stadium. So I suspect they're going to get a win in that final round. You'd say probably get the win over Footscray. And then Williamstown. See, all the signs are pointing to them finishing on top.
Yeah. Very healthy percentage, 169. Casey's going pretty well too with 159. So not only the points, but also magnificent percentage for those top 2 teams. It's hard to see either of them missing for mine.
Casey play the Northern Blues at Casey Field, so chalk that up as a win. They've had their bye, so they play all the way through. Then they've got Sandringham now, in round 19 at Casey Field, so 2 wins there.
Yep.
Then they've got the Box Hill Hawks here in round 20. That'll be the TV game in round 20. Gee, that'll be an interesting one, that one. See how they go. And then they've got Williamstown at home. So a very difficult run from rounds 20 and 21 for Casey. That's probably the reason why I sort of lean towards Richmond at this stage.
Yeah. Look, they're a very good team, aren't they? I mean, I think they're capable of winning those games, but you'd be pretty happy if you square the ledger out of both of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you can pinch one.
So they had that win over the Blues, and now they've got Sandringham next week, both of those games at Casey Field. So looking ahead for Geelong, so let's focus on Geelong for a moment, because they've got Essendon next Saturday night at GMHBA Stadium. And then following that, they play Coburg at Piranha Park. And then their final round, they take on, as I look down on my list here, Box Hill here. Gee, that's going to be a huge game. I suspect that will probably be the TV game in the final round. But, gee, no, that's a toughish run for them. They've got Essendon, as I said, and then Coburg. But then that last game, it could come down to that last game, particularly to hang on to 3rd spot, potentially.
Yeah, and depending, of course, how the Hawks go here this afternoon, it may well be the 2 of them competing for that 4th spot.
So, 4th spot, we've got Williamstown there at the moment. They take on Richmond next week at the Swinburne Centre. And then following that, they have Port Melbourne. That'll be our match for broadcast in round 20. They're taking on Port Melbourne, the traditional rivals there. And then in the final round, they've got the Casey Demons. That's going to be interesting, because then you've got Box Hill and potentially Collingwood. Well, they're both a game behind at the moment. One of those teams is going to get level with Williamstown after this round. Gee, that's a huge run home.
It is, and it also shows the importance of today's game because it rewrites exactly where either of these two sides will see themselves. And we're about to get to Collingwood's run, but this game is massive.
Well, Box Hill, they've got Werribee next week at Avalon Airport Oval. And then the week after that, they play, as I look down my list, Casey, obviously, here in the TV game, and then Geelong. So Casey and Geelong to finish off. So they should beat Werribee next week.
Yep.
And they'll get the one win there. That'll take them, depending on how they go here, to either 40 or 44 points. Gee,
you can't really give them either of those Casey or Geelong games. I mean, they may well be able to pinch one, but certainly wouldn't be going in ultra confident against some quality outfits.
Stoney, are you around here at the halftime break?
I am here.
We're going to look at the Collingwood run home. We'll get you to chip in on some of these teams. So
Okay.
Collingwood at the moment sitting in 6th place. They're on 36 points, depending on what happens today. Their run home, they've got Port Melbourne. That's the TV game next week at Stannard Stadium on Northport Oval. Then they've got Frankston at Victoria Park. And then the match we're going to cover in the final round, they've got Sandringham. So Frankston and Sandringham to finish off. Port Melbourne. I'm predicting, I mean, obviously we don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm predicting 3 wins for Collingwood to finish off the season, Stoney.
I think you're right. What I've seen today, and I know you look at it, you read the tea leaves you want and the injury factors, and Collingwood will get back some players, which will make this side stronger. Next week's a crucial game for them. I can see them beating Port Melbourne on this current form. They bring this form to the table, they could beat Port Melbourne. And I expect them to win the next 3 games. So that will put them in really good stead for the finals.
So Port obviously have the Collingwood game, and then for them, they have, as I look down on my sheet here, Williamstown, obviously, and then finish off with Footscray.
Well, I rate Footscray, so I reckon that that's a hard run for them.
That is a hard run. Because the thing we've got to realise is, I'll go through Footscray and Essendon's run in a moment, is that teams can still fall out of this 8 if you lose a couple here, because Footscray's run, talking about where Footscray are at the moment, and they've got North Melbourne. That's our match for broadcast next Sunday afternoon. So I suspect, look, you give them the advantage there, you would say, Footscray. Then they've got Essendon, which could, for all intents and purposes, decide who gets into the 8.
Yep.
That's at Windy Hill in round 20.
And Essendon are capable of doing anything.
And they've got Port Melbourne in the final round.
So that could the last game could see whether Footscray make the 8, you would say.
Yeah, but I reckon that one against Essendon is going to be crucial.
Yep.
Because Essendon have Geelong next week. That's a night game. And then, of course, that Footscray game. And then they've got the Northern Blues. So I suspect they're going to beat the Blues in the final round.
It's it's good though. I mean, we've had it every year where you've come to the last round where teams have to win to make the finals, and teams, if they lose, are out of the final race, which is only can be good for the competition.
And just for interest's sake, North Melbourne, they've got Footscray, as we mentioned. And then they have the bye. So that's the big problem for them. They've got the bye, so they only have 2 games left. And then the final round, they take on Werribee in what's a local derby because they've been playing at Avalon Airport Oval. So even with the 2 wins, I mean, it's mathematical at best, you would say, for North Melbourne, because they've now had, or they've got a bye still to come to finish off. So that's going to make it really tough for them. So that's why I'm sort of ruling the line at 9 teams at the moment.
I think you're right.
I think next week, depending on how Essendon go, might keep it at the 8 teams and just decide on positions. The good part about it, though, is that final round, all the matches are going to be played on the Saturday.
Which is a great thing. I think it's a great initiative to have that, because you know by 5 o'clock or around that date that who's going to play finals and where they are, where they play. And we've already done that in the past where we've found out maybe on a Saturday night who'll be playing where and whatever.
Do you see Essendon getting in, Leedsy?
I think it's going to be difficult. The only thing they do have in their favour is just such a strong percentage that they must have some belief that they can get it done. I don't think so, but I'm happy to be proven.
Well, we'll be with you all the way through to the run home, the home and away season. Video streaming on VFL.com.au and, of course, live on 1377 AM. We'll take a break. Collingwood back out on the ground. Box Hill not too far away. The Pies 7-9-51. Box Hill 4-3-27. And that first half was for the Braybrook Hotel. Big screens live sport. Second half to come next. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
If you're looking for a rewarding career working on cars, trucks, boats and bikes, Kangan Institute is bound to get you there with relevant on-the-job training from expert teachers, not just theory. Start your journey at Kangan Institute's Automotive Centre of Excellence with a pre-apprenticeship from one of Australia's premier automotive training providers. Kangan Institute. Bound to industry, bound to succeed. Apply at kangan.edu.au or call 13-KANGAN. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO number 3077.
At iPrimus, we're so sure you'll love our supercharged NBN plan, we guarantee it. Get ultra-fast unlimited data for all the streaming, gaming and downloading you want all day, every day for just $80 a month. Plus, for a limited time, get 1 month free. The most flexible internet you can get. That's us, iPrimus. Visit iprimus.com.au.
Selected areas only. Minimum cost $1,920 over 24 months plus $15 delivery. Guarantee for first 30 days on this plan only. Free service credit on third bill.
We can move the world for you. Camerons can do.
We marvel at the icons in sport, like our footy heroes and their skills. It sure takes a lot of can-do attitude to reach those heights. Next time you're on the roads, look out for the iconic Camerons can-do yellow trucks. From Melbourne to Adelaide to Perth, Sydney to Brisbane and everywhere in between. Camerons keeps Australia moving. There's a little bit of can-do in all of us.
We can move the world for you. Camerons can do.
Camerons.com.au.
At Melbourne Airport Parking, we're here to get you
Here.
aren't here
And here.
And even here.
and back home again. Because at Melbourne Airport, 7 days long-term parking is just $99 and even cheaper if you book online. You can also park for 1 hour at the terminals for $12, up to 3 hours for $24 and a whole day for $51. Which is cheaper than a taxi to and from the city. So for proper goodbyes, warmer welcomes and everything in between, we're here to get you there. Visit melbourneairport.com.au.
The Toyota Good for Footy round has helped raise much needed money for local clubs around Australia, like Wyndham All Abilities, a footy club giving people with intellectual disabilities the opportunity to play Aussie rules. Thanks to Toyota, they raised $4,750 and they're using it to buy brand new equipment for their players so they can continue playing the game they love. Now that's good for footy. Toyota, oh what a feeling.
And the Golden Crumb goes to Papa Schnitz.
I don't know what to say. The Golden Crumb Award to be given Australia's greatest schnitzel making honor, it's amazing. And thank you Australia for your love our hand crumb, pan-cooked schnitzels. You are truly the crumbs in our schnitz.
Dad, wake up. Dad.
What, son?
You're daydreaming again.
Well, boys, all great things start with a dream. A golden crumb covered dream.
Stop dreaming and get into your local Schnitz today.
No matter who you are or what your fitness goals are, we're here to tell you we know you can. How do we know? Because 500,000 people just like you are changing their lives every day with Anytime Fitness. That's 500,000 hearts beating as one, smashing their goals every single day. You can and you will with Anytime Fitness. Try Anytime Fitness for free today. Terms and conditions apply. Visit anytimefitness.com.au.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
Peter Jackson, VFL Live, vfl.com.au.
And here at Box Hill City Oval, we're getting set for the second half. It's Collingwood 7-9-51, Box Hill 4-3-27. Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds, Mark Stone with you this afternoon. We'll go through the leading disposal winners and key stats for you in a moment. But this half of Peter Jackson VFL for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous materials testing. as the second half gets underway. Here's Michael Leeds on Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
And again, it'll be Lynch to do the ruck work for the Pies. O'Donnell's at ground level. Pitnet was there with him. Hellier and Moore just continue to let each other know that they're in the vicinity. Pitnet won it down, couldn't find a teammate. Woodward comes through. Did someone take him
Free
high?
kick.
I think they did. And the former Hawk has had a very solid day at the office. He's got it just about in the middle of the ground. He can get them inside the 50. Kicks a long ball. Starcevic ran underneath it. Oh, Pitnet, strong stuff. Going back with the fight, there was a big pack closing on him, but he was good enough to take the mark. He kicks a long ball to a one-on-one. Out the back of that one-on-one is Aish. Read it nicely, got it to Tardrew. He kicks to the pocket, Blair's on the end of it, and he takes the mark. It'll take some kicking from there. He's where the arc meets the boundary line in front of the cricket nets.
What's the breeze doing in this second half, Stoney? Has it changed?
It's still a 3 to 4 goal breeze to the social club. So it'll take a left-hand goalpost, take a good kick from here.
And nice to see a little barrel from deep in that pocket. There is going with the drop punt. He kicks it short underneath it. Off a solo big fly over the top of O'Rourke. Hawks have the numbers at ground level. Well played, Glass. Got it away to O'Brien. Back to Glass. He kicks to the wing, but the Pies are situated nicely. The mark is taken.
O'Rourke a little worse for wear in back play. The kick finds Blair. Now definitely too far out to score. He's 65 from goal tight on the boundary line, so he just chips the ball up looking for McClarty. Off hands, plenty of numbers here. As the ball ends up in the hands of Jath, who works it across. Nice work to Hanrahan, just sets his teammate running. Now a long kick deep inside the 50. It falls to the back. Trying to find some space in there is Jones. It's near the boundary line and it goes over. Tyre Power scoreboard, 7-9-51 plays 4-3-27. 2 minutes into the third quarter. Leading disposal winners for Box Hill to half-time. Hams with 19, O'Donnell with 13, O'Rourke and Mirror with 12 each, and Cousins with 11.
80% of that second term was spent in Collingwood's forward half, 24-2 inside 50s. They just smashed the Hawks, who were trying to get themselves going here in their forward pocket, but Lynch came away with the ball. He kicked a high ball out to McClarty on the wing. Glasses got him for solos there, but it's over, and they'll toss it back in.
First 10 minutes defensive pressures from Collingwood will tell this game, I reckon. Boxing will need a couple of quick ones in this third quarter.
So what can they get going here? Pitnet's asking for some instruction. He's going to go to work on Lynch again. He kept his eye on it, did well, got it to ground. No one can come up with it initially. Jock's hanging around in case it spills, but it's not going to. And the umpire will come in and toss it up.
So Box Hill need to get some on the board pretty quickly here, just build some momentum with this breeze. As Jock just trailed the ball back inside defensive 50, across to Tardrew. Tardrew worked it across there to his teammate in Hoare, who kicks a long ball which beats the initial pack. Now back to Woodward, who's found some space on centre wing. His kick up the line has been partially smothered. Trying to find some way through was Smith, but couldn't. O'Donnell did well. Got a handball received. Now picks it up and kicks across the ground into the corridor. Oxley fell at the crucial moment. It was going to fall into his lap. He lost a handle on it though. Hallier trying to come through. He overruns the footy. Important contest here right in the middle of Box Hill City Oval. Ace lost a handle on it as well. Going to ground was Hanrahan. He picks himself up. Now gets the handball away and they've got an opportunity. A high ball there from O'Rourke to the top of the goal square. No mark taken. Chance here again for the Hawks, and the kick out of the pack from Nash is through off the post for a behind. Oh, there was an opportunity. They tumbled it forward. 51 plays 28, and that's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. We've played 4 minutes in this third quarter.
Hoare kicks to himself and then a long ball. He's in trouble of going over the line. Here it does. That breeze still in effect, Stoney.
Yeah, it is. It's, as I said, it's blowing into the social club. And Marty Hall had, once he put into the breeze, he had no chances from the full.
So Pitnet has the footy. Going to try and direct this inside the 50. He kicks a high ball, and there's a chance out the back there. And it's beaten all comers, but goes over the line for one behind. So never really gave it an opportunity. It's 29-51 at the 5-minute mark of this third term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
And get the power of expert advice at Tyre Powers. Oxley kicks to himself and goes straight back to where the ball almost went out of bounds on the full. Hall this time keeps it in. Across to Ace, who goes with a little chipper ball to McClarty. Now waits for his teammates to move up the ground. He goes into the middle, and that's nicely done. He finds Smith. This is Josh Smith. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Looks like it's going to be cut off. It is. Glass getting into the hole. Works it across to Jath. Across the ground, and they've got some space here again, the Hawks. Nash goes the short ball. Beats the initial pack. Glass has got to get back there to try and pick it up. He can't. It's with Smith again. Quick ball across. Murphy just paddling in front of him. Lost a handle on it. And a bit of a wrestle going on here as well. The umpire just coming in saying, calm it down, boys. Tardrew handballs it across. It's going to be a free kick going the way of the Pies. Out of side, centre wing. Chance to just push towards half forward. Chippendale the front position. It falls to the back of the pack. Plenty of numbers here. O'Brien amongst the chain of handballs. O'Donnell's kick short, and it finds Hams at defensive 50.
He's had a lot of the foot in that first half. He finds heavily across his defensive arc. This is a nice kick to the run of Cousins, who takes it in front of Brown. He's got an option short. In the end, he goes over the top of that option. H has got to go back with the flight. Well played, Hanrahan. He takes it on the centre wing, not far from where Mark Stone is sitting. He steers it to the top of the 50. Almost a mark for the Pies. Spills to ground. Woodward's there to mop up to Hellier. Back to Woodward. He's well tackled. He goes again, does Alex. It spills out the back, and the Pies a chance through Oxley, but his kick's chopped off. And the Hawks through O'Donnell have it 55 away from the goal line. He can't kick the distance, so he heads to the pocket. Oh, wonderful hands. Wasn't paid, was it? Yes. Umpire says, I'll give you that. Lewis was the man who went back with the flight and just held onto it for long enough. He'll kick from 10 out directly in front.
He's a dangerous forward, this young fella. He's got a good set of hands and needs to jail this goal right now.
30 for the year from the dozen games that he'd played coming into today.
He needs to what this goal, Stoney?
Jail.
Jail.
Just another footy term. He's got it.
He's jailed it. 35 to 51. 7.5 gone, third term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
You know when you hear those sayings, jailed it? I've heard this a long time. Anyway, keep going.
What does it mean?
It means he kicked the goal.
Yeah, he's jailed it. What, locked it away?
Locked it away, yes.
Rightio, okay, I'm with you now. Okay. Half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, although they might be reconsidering after that. Asbestos and hazardous material testing. And don't do it yourself. Get the experts in. Identifiber can do that for you. And they are looking after our broadcast here on Peter Jackson VFL Live for the remainder of the season as Lynch just tries to go high on the pit net. He got 60 tap downs last week, if you don't mind. That's sort of Nick Meese sort of numbers there as the kick for Box Hill heading towards the 50. And it's going across the ground and will be thrown in. Oh, a player there I thought might have grabbed the hamstring, but it hasn't. So thrown in. 51 plays 35. Pressure on Box Hill to respond here, right near their social rooms. Ball tossed back in. Pit net again, front position, back towards the line. We'll have it thrown in again. We've gained about 10 metres around towards the Box Hill goal. Kicking to the White Horse Road, end of the ground, or to the right of your computer screen, TV screen, or radio dial. As this ball comes down, Tardrew coming through, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Second effort was good. And now the Pies are able to clear. A high ball. Chippendale caught out of position. And Heatherly takes the mark. He goes further afield to Kilpatrick. Box Hill looking to build again. It's between centre and half forward. Near the boundary line, the kick inside 50. And Ace swoops in and takes the defensive mark for Collingwood.
Wants to go quickly. Hawes in the back pocket. He takes the mark. In front of Ross, he's going to come back to Woodward at the top of the square for the Pies. They're in their defensive arc. The little one's okay. Just for a moment, there was a A little bit of danger lurking for Oxley. He gives the handball to Woodward, which is an interesting decision in itself. He pumps it long outside the 50 this time. Wonderful going back with the flight. Brown, handball over the top. Now they've got some runs. Smith wanted to get them going forward and did in the end. Starcevic is on the end of the chain. Goes inside the 50 to the one-on-one. Chippendale front position on Heatherly. Did well not to give it away there, Heatherly, although the fans in front of us thought that it might have been slightly in the back. The umpire will come in and toss it up. 49 away from the Pies goal face. They've limited the damage so far, 35 to 51. Hawks kicking with the breeze in this third term. They need to get moving. Keep an eye on that one, Stoney, as Lynch takes the mark. And the Pies get inside the 50. Wonderful leaping, diving mark from Chippendale. It doesn't look good, Pete.
No, I'm just trying to pick up who the player is, Stoney.
Yeah, it's a long way away from me, but on his haunches.
Hasn't moved. Has not moved. And two trainers are now with him to try and just see if there's anything they can do, but there might be a slight delay here. Is it Starcevic, maybe?
Chippendale's going to take the kick. He's right on 50. Less than 45-degree angle. He hit it sweetly. It's away to the right. Does it come back? No. His second behind of the afternoon. It's 35 to 52 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Mirror to bring it back in. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. A long ball from Mirror directly down the middle of the ground, and he just about hits the centre circles. Ross can tap it on and they're away. O'Donnell has to go back for the Hawks, and he does well against Hetherington. Wins the day. Handball's okay. Pies swarm in defence. O'Donnell's there to mop up the loose ball though. Comes back to O'Rourke. He goes inside the 50. Jock couldn't take it. Beat that contest. Handball's high. Needs someone to slap it forward. Jarth couldn't quite get a hold of it. The pressure's intense around this ball. Look at the numbers for the Pies. They've got back in defence nicely. Smith's there, and they've wrapped him up, and they'll toss it up 25 out directly in front from the Hawks goal face.
Yeah, the player was Starcevic, Leedsy, and now he's okay. He's just running around in back play at the moment, but he was down for quite some time.
Ball still to be won from this stoppage. Moore, handball over the top. Kilpatrick did well. Left foot kick smothered. Chance from deep in the pocket for Wills Moore. And again, is that Moore deep in the pocket? I reckon it is. That's a very neat finish. He didn't need much of an opportunity. A crucial goal for the Hawks as they try and track back this lead. We've gone 12 minutes in the third term on the Tyre Power scoreboard. 7-10-52 Collingwood to the Hawks 6-5-41.
Box Hill playing with a lot more intensity, just getting their game flowing in this first part of this third quarter, which they needed to do, and that was a really good effort, a really good reward for a lot of effort in that goal that was just kicked in, but just need to work their way and are starting to work their way back into the game.
It's half for Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous material testing. And Stoney, how far do they need to be in front, do you think, heading into the final term?
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably 3 goals, I reckon, at three-quarter time.
We'll go around the grounds in a moment, but GWS doing a number on Carlton as the ball here in dispute, and Glass just hammering it forward for Box Hill, but it falls to Jock, who goes across the ground dangerously to Gallucci's got a bit of work. Jath doing a good job just to pick up the ball for Box Hill. So his teammate into trouble. It was Andrew Moore. It falls to McClarty. His kick goes about 1.5 meters. Sets his teammate a task, and now the pack forms. The umpire will throw the ball up. Just into attack here for the Pies. They'd love a goal just against the grain. The Giants out by 105 points, almost full time there. Ball thrown back up. As we see a clash of bodies. Bit of holding going on. A push. Blair giving the ball away. And it'll be Andrew Moore to take it. The skipper of the Box Hill Hawks will kick short. Oh, didn't quite find the target. Did well there. Jones around the would-be tackler. And now a chance. The long ball from Cousins going up the line. Bouncing. Guess what it is? Bouncing, Leedsy. End over end. Out of bounds. We'll have it thrown into attack for Box Hill. It was a good kick in the end. 52 plays 41.
Doctor on the way out, boys. Doctor or physio on the way out to a Collingwood player.
14.5 gone in the third quarter. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
It was Hall Stoney, I think, who looked sore out of that contest, but he's up and going again now. So a couple of near misses for the Pies. Langford off the ground with ankle and hamstring issues. As the Pies try and defend here. Couldn't come up with the footy initially. Well played O'Rourke. Got it away through a little bit of traffic here. Cousins has a long shot that misses to the left-hand side. 42-52, 10-point ball game. 15 gone, third term. Tyre Power scoreboard.
And the D's lead by 32 points, 25 into the first quarter over the Suns. As the kick going long. That's a good kick, finding a marker in Tyler Brown, who's just outside defensive 50 on the grandstand side. His kick goes long and high. Heatherly getting front position. Chippendale in from the side. No one could take the mark. Chippendale picks it up again. He's tackled by Heatherly, dumped into the turf, and the umpire says that was too crude. You're going to take a free kick.
They've been consistent too. A good decision by the umpire then.
Oh, a bit of push and shove too. Elliott getting involved, saying, Kurt, come on, mate. There's Chippendale, whistles going everywhere. Is there something happened off the ball? There is. It's a downfield free kick. I reckon Jared Blair was involved there.
Andrew Moore has been reported.
He has. Yep, Andrew Moore has been reported by the umpire. He must have got his elbow high on Jared Blair, because Blair was the one who was hanging around.
It's a 50, it'll be
at 50 metres too, so free kick where that happens. So that's just forward of centre for Collingwood. Now, where's the ball going? So the kick is downfield. No, Blair's going to take it. It's a downfield free kick, Stoney.
Yep.
And Jared Blair's going to be the man in the middle of the ground.
I think he's being told exactly what's going to happen.
So the umpire has written up, Andrew Moore, the captain of Box Hill, has been reported for striking. I'll let the tribunal sort that out through the week. As the kick going high from Blair inside 50. Jath taking a good mark as he assesses his options here for Box Hill. Well inside defensive 50 as he goes for a run, and his kick going high and long. Plenty of Pies there. Oh, that's interesting because Murphy went the fists instead of the mark, and he was on his own there. He could have taken it.
No talk there, boys.
3 Pies players to 1 Box Hill. Whistle. Woodward down on his haunches.
Hang on. Free
What's
kick.
The umpire saying there's another free kick going Collingwood's way, again off the ball. And Hellier getting involved. A lot of push and shove going on here on centre wing. Woodward to take the free kick. Bit of undisciplined stuff here from the Hawks.
And umpire's doing really well with control, really well umpired.
Looked like Lewis. Well, Lewis is the player standing the mark. Mira was hovering as well. Centre wing. Another chance here for the Pies as Woodward high ball. Good mark. Pitnet's doing well. As I said, 60 hit-outs last week. And continuing his good form here as he kicks long up towards half forward. Here's an opportunity, trying to find some space is Nash. He was dispossessed. Plenty of attack from the Pies defence as the ball is held up. Another stalemate into attack here for Box Hill. They trail by 10 points, 7-10-52 Collingwood. Box Hill 6-6-42. 18 minutes gone in this third quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
So temper's starting to flare here for the Hawks. O'Rourke busted a line, got it away. That was nicely done to Kilpatrick. His kick just over the head. Couldn't find a teammate. Ball to be won at ground level now as the ball spilled free. Well done, Duray. Got it away to Jones. He got the little kick as he was being slung. Kilpatrick lays a good tackle on Tardru. We're going nowhere. Umpire to come in and bounce. 45 out directly in front. Box Hill attacking, but trailing 42-52. They need to make the most of this breeze. Well, they got it. Here comes O'Rourke through the pack. Got around 1-2, and then I reckon he might have been having a shot, but it fortuitously landed for O'Brien, who takes the mark 10 metres out directly in front.
Just keep pushing the ball forward, Box Hill. Just keep pushing the ball forward, and a couple of undisciplined acts, but got a shot on goal.
So O'Brien kicks.
Oh, he's missed it.
Yeah. 12 out he was, directly in front. 19 gone, third term, 43-52. Tyre Power scoreboard.
Just think of young Warple last night, Leedsy. Coming through this Box Hill team. Strong performances, gets a go at AFL level, kicks the match winner. The kick long. Looking for McClarty here, the Pies. He has to go back in, get his own footy. He's got 3 Box Hill players to beat. Managed to release the footy. Now the kick coming up the line. It's going to be turned over, you would think. Glass dropped what he should have taken in the end, but got time to recover. Handball across, looking for Cousins. Still on centre wing here, Box Hill. Now the kick going long and high. Deep inside the 50. Big pack of players. And a mark taken at the back. And is it that player again? I think it might be. It is. Tim O'Brien has taken the mark. A little bit further out, but not by much. Still plenty of goal face to look at. And he'll come in on the line of the 5 and the 0, the 50 metre. He'll get to 35. Let's see what he does here. In he comes. The kick. Well, he's flushed that. He's kicked it. The one from 12 metres, no chance. This one further out, he gets the job done. Tim O'Brien gets his first goal of the afternoon. You can't pick him, can you? And on the Tyre Power scoreboard, get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. And narrowing the margin here, Collingwood 7-10-52, Box Hill 7-7-49, 20 and a half gone in this second quarter. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous material testing.
You look at it there, boys. You look at O'Brien, their forward line, massive. Mitchell Lewis is another one. He's got really good hands. So in this quarter, those boys are causing a bit of concern for the Collingwood defence.
So the Hawks back to within a kick now. Need to keep going. Stoney said that Breeze is a 3-goal advantage and they need to make the most of it in the next 10 minutes. Ball to be restarted in the middle. If you've just joined us, Langford off the ground with ice on his hamstring and his ankles. Not a good look for Will. Here's Wellings for the Pies. Gets them going to half forward. McClarty against Heatherly. Good contest. Heatherly gets there first. Toe pokes at 10 metres and that's well done from Hanrahan. Read it nicely. He takes the chest mark on the burst. He's got it at half back for the Hawks as they try and develop something. Kicks down the line. That's nicely weighted and not quite taken as Lewis brought it to ground. They forgot where the footy was. Locke just came in and pinched it off all of them. Here's Woodward. There's a couple of calls for free kicks not coming. Here is Aish. Got it away to Locke, to Tardrew. Nice chain here for Wellings to finish off. He goes down the line. They're not going to get a mark, but it was nice front and centre from McClarty. Handball inboard to the Gallucci. He's got space in front of him. Settles at 40 across the face.
Had players there looking at running down the ground by themselves too.
53-49, Pies in front of the Tyre Power scoreboard, 23 gone third term.
Yeah, well, just against the grain of play. You've got to be careful with those ones, make the most of them, because they don't have it to that end of the ground. Dylan Moore's got the kick. And he comes right in front of our commentary position here to Cousins, who goes over the top to Hams, who just hesitated for a moment, might have caught one high, brushes that off. Puts the handball back to Cousins. Cousins kicks into empty space. Plenty of Box Hill Hawks around this footy though, as Hanrahan sold a bit of candy and then pushed forward. They're just doing this by hand at the moment. Big kick from Duray, deep inside the 50. One, not taken the second. Nash getting it across. Here's an opportunity around the body from Lovell. And he's got it. End-to-end stuff from the Box Hill Hawks. And they put themselves in front by 2 points on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. As we're into time on in this third quarter. 23 minutes gone. 8-7-55 Box Hill, Collingwood 7-11-53.
Just getting their running game going and off half back and just games opening up, boys, and Box Hill taking advantage.
Well, we've got the close one. GWS 105-point winners over Carlton this afternoon. 23-13, 151 to 7-4-46. And the D's at quarter time, 9-3-57 to the Suns, 1-goal-6. They lead by 51 points at quarter time, Leedsy.
Yeah, and both of them move into the top 4 as a result. And the Hawks are going to try and do their best to do that here as Glass comes away from the contest. Little chip over the top for Cousins is good. He's 80 from home, so just assessing the options. He steers this to 40 out directly in front. Jock had a shocking bounce. Did well though, knocked it down. Fasolo was there waiting. Little handball over the top for the run of Crocker. They're on the outer wing again, the Pies, swarming forward. Smith looked for the run of Crocker again. Didn't quite work out, but Ben was good enough to pick it up on the ground. And he found Starcevic, who came up, presented well and took the mark. He's 80 from home. Right up against the boundary line. So he kicks a high ball inside the 50. Juth underneath it. Couldn't take the mark.
Well done.
Beautiful front and centre work. Hellier runs to 30 and misses.
Gee. Chances, chances, chances.
From good players too. 54 to 55. 1 point ball game here. 25 gone, third term. Type our scoreboard.
Well, that was open space too. So as the kick goes long. Outside 50. Willsmore doing the kicking in. It's a high ball. It falls to Hanrahan and just throws it on the boot, looking to push it forward. No one was home. Murphy takes the defensive mark. That defensive 50 goes to Jock on the other side of the ground. Good game, the 23rd player for Collingwood. His kick up the line. Just overrunning it there was Starcevic. He was worried off the footy in the end, but the kick's turned over. Jock has it again. His kick, those picked out Pitnat. There's decides to give it to Willsmore, who goes for a run. Kicks up towards half forward, beats the initial pack, almost the second pack as well. As this ball's on the deck, pack forms, umpire should come in, and does. We'll throw the ball up. 1 point ball game, 55 plays 54, almost 26 minutes gone. The High Power scoreboard. It's half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous materials testing.
Fancy the Hawks, still need a couple more before three-quarter time. Aish takes it away from the stoppage. Handball over the top is okay for Blair. Got it to Jock, who's just had a lot of the foot in the last couple of minutes. For Solos on the end of this. He's taken to the fence as he kicks around the corner. No mark taken. Pitnet had it and lost it. Coming through Starcevic. Woodward's there, well tackled by Willsmore. Ball spills. They clash in, but couldn't stop it coming out. Well played O'Rourke. Got away from the traffic. His handball a little dodgy. Jock might have been taken high. Umpire says keep going. I'll toss it up, centre wing. Look at the players around this footy.
You can see what Box Hill are trying to do, just force the ball forward as much as they can. Kick it long, just punch it forward, just get it forward into their forward line.
Ball tossed back up. Now, it's Box Hill with the clearance. The ball going inside the 50. A bit of arm holding going on there, but here's an opportunity for the Hawks. The chance that they've been looking for. I think it's Lewis that's got it. No, it is. They're picking him out from the far side of the ground.
He's a big bloke.
I think it's Lewis. Let's kick the goal.
He's got the water bottle in his hand.
Or is it Nash?
He's got the water bottle in his hand, standing closest to goal.
I think you're right, Pete.
Just waiting for that. 2 goals to Mitch Lewis.
You are correct, Peter. Mitchell Lewis.
That's all right. I'm recording the game. It's fine. 27 gone, third quarter. 9-7-61 to 7-12-54. That's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. The reason I'm doing that, folks, is because normally I'm the one that gets it wrong, so I just need to be right once for the season.
Nailed it, Peter. As we've come to expect. Game on now. Ball in the middle. Pies unable to stop this run of the Hawks. 54 to 61. Tyre Power scoreboard as we close in on three-quarter time. Get a figure that they need to have for a lead in a moment, Stoney. Ball going inside the 50 for the Pies. Big play here. There's time and space for Hams to sit underneath it. Did it well. Tumbled it outside the 50. Pitnet's there. Handball away. Is he going to find some space here? Willsmore, no he can't, but Pitnet's there. Well played. Got it away. Hams is on the end of it. Juth was fortuitously in the right place, and he takes the mark. He wants to switch across the ground, and that's where he's heading. Nicely played to O'Rourke. There's some space for Heatherly to get to. He's going to ignore that and go further afield. O'Donnell takes the mark at centre wing. Jock going back with the flight. Did a great job to get a fingertip on it. Heatherly goes in. Couldn't take it away cleanly. Pies have numbers. Aish on the end of it from Hetherington. Back they go to Hoare. And Smith, and they're out of trouble just for the moment. Well played. Hellier's on the end of it. Got it to Jock. Still working at centre wing. Smith just lost a handle of it. Turnover. Hawks have it at half back. Willsmore feeds it inboard. Mirrors on the end of it. He steers it to the middle of the ground but coughs it up.
Wellings takes the mark for Collingwood. Backward of centre. Here at the Box Hill City Oval, he's kick looking for McClarty, but he's getting into the space is Heatherly, and he was dealt with. He goes to ground. McClarty going, oh no, it wasn't me. And he's going to take the 50. So McClarty will come down. Heatherly will come down. And with this breeze, Stoney.
He's got a not a bad kick on him, this bloke, and so he'll get the journey.
29 minutes gone.
Tell you what,
The margin is 7 points in favour of Box Hill.
Be a dagger, wouldn't it, this one?
McClarty is taken right onto the paint of 50. Heatherly stopped about 25 metres ago and is going the long run up. The breeze will help carry this. Can they get another one before three-quarter time? Heatherly gives it absolutely everything. He's first for the afternoon. And needed goals because the Pies will have the breeze in the final term. Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. 10-7-67 Box Hill Collingwood, 7-12-54, 30 minutes gone in this third quarter. And this half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous materials testing. They're getting around that mark, Stoney. He said 3 goals.
Yeah, and they're playing better football. That's the thing that they'll go in at three-quarter time. A lot of confidence in the way they're performing, and they'll think from this point on they can win a game.
Big bounce in the middle to get us underway again. Cousins goes to work on Blair, but he got away from all of them, did Jared. Well played. Little one over the top. There's well worked there by the Hawks defence. Jack has it at half-back. Little one across to Willsmore, and Willsmore uses that long left foot to get it to centre wing. No mark taken. There's a whistle here. Which way is it going? Through the Hawks. O'Brien, who started in defence but has had a big impact in this third term forward.
McClarty, come off, boys.
Long ball to the top of the square, beats all of the pack. It's over the line.
And
toss it in.
Not just coming off, but hobbling off the ground. And he has got the tape and he's thrown that away, Stoney, right near you.
Yeah, ankle injury, boys. He seemed to be hobbling on that ankle. So you just see what happens at three-quarter time.
Oh, he knows. He knows he's in trouble there.
He does.
Big play here. Chance for the Hawks to extend their lead. Toss back in. Pitneck couldn't find anyone at ground level. It stands at 10-7-67 to 7-12-54 at three-quarter time on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
Let's just hold with you, Stoney, for a moment if we can. Let's just go back to Sam McClarty, who was hobbling off the ground. What can you see? Is he still in the dugout or going back to the rooms?
He's in the dugout just with the doctor and the physio around him, and seems as though when he threw his mouth guard out that there's something obviously may have been that he has had an ankle injury before, because he seemed disappointed in what happened then. He's now, the physio's now looking at the ankle.
Okay, well, we suspect we may not see him, but we'll wait and see on that after three-quarter time, Stoney. But also repeating the news, Will Langford off the ground from the start of the second term with an ankle and hamstring problem. He's taking no further part in the match. So it looks like both teams with one down on the bench heading into this final term. 10-7-67 Box Hill, Collingwood 7-12-54. And just quickly around the grounds in the AFL, repeating a massive win for the Giants. 105 points over the Blues, and the Demons by 53 over the Gold Coast Suns 4 minutes into the second quarter. Don't go anywhere, whether you're watching us through vfl.com.au or listening to us through 1377. Big final quarter to come. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
The Stockman's Breakfast and Richard Stockman's Big Brunch on SEM+.
Chris, we were talking about pies before. You've got a great scallop pie.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. and stay tuned till 10 when Samuel Nardi from propertyau.com.au brings you a celebrity guest every week. Lock, stock and barrel.
Brett Sperling, you'll be talking all about produce in the Yarra Valley.
With expert guests talking travel, real estate, wine, food and more. The Stockman's Breakfast and Richard Stockman's Big Brunch. 2 very different shows in one knockout hour. From 9 Saturday mornings right here on SEM+.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
The Toyota Good for Footy round has helped raise much needed money for local clubs around Australia, like Waratah, one of the Northern Territory's founding footy clubs. Thanks to Toyota, they raised $4,500 and are using it to give young Indigenous players more opportunities to play the game they love. That includes paying for travel to and from Echo Island and Tiwi Islands. Now that's good for footy. Toyota, oh what a feeling.
If you're looking for a rewarding career in the plumbing, electrical, carpentry or engineering and fabrication industry, Kangan Institute is bound to get you there. With relevant on-the-job training from expert teachers, not just theory. Commence your trade pre-apprenticeship with Kangan Institute. Kangan Institute. Bound to industry, bound to succeed. Apply at kangan.edu.au or call 13Kangan. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO number 3077.
More than 500,000 people just like you are changing their lives every day with Anytime Fitness. We've seen goals smashed, fitness transformed and lives changed. We've seen I can't turn to I did. No matter what your fitness level, no matter what your goal, we've got your back. And we're here to tell you that we know you can. Anytime Fitness. Come and try Anytime Fitness for free today. Terms and conditions apply. Visit anytimefitness.com.au.
At Melbourne Airport Parking, we're here to get you
Here.
and here
And here.
And even here.
and back home again. Because at Melbourne Airport, 7 days long-term parking is just $99 and even cheaper if you book online. You can also park for 1 hour at the terminals for $12, up to 3 hours for $24 and a whole day for $51. Which is cheaper than a taxi to and from the city. So for proper goodbyes, warmer welcomes and everything in between, we're here to get you there. Visit melbourneairport.com.au.
Wow, there's some great timber colours here.
Yeah, that's right.
There's reds, browns. I think I want a bit of character. Oh, wow, look at all these choices. Oh, there's tulips.
Let's go for the tulips then. They just look gorgeous.
Tobin Brothers Funerals' latest Memory Maker app now gives you more choice than ever before. Select from a wide range of coffins, caskets and floral arrangements, view them in 360 degrees and compare selections and prices. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Kids nowadays always got their faces stuck in their screens. So I said, right, family time is important. So at dinner time, the internet goes off. So we can sit together and chat.
Introducing iPrimer's Us Time. It lets you pause your internet anytime, like family time.
Turn the internet back on, please, Mum.
The most flexible internet you can get.
That's us.
iPrimer's.
Internet services only. No pro rata credit applies.
Peter Jackson, VFL Live, VFL.com.au.
It is three-quarter time here at the Box Hill City Oval as the Collingwood huddle has broken up. Box Hill still in theirs. We'll get to Mark Stone on the boundary in just a moment. But at three-quarter time, it is Box Hill 10-7-67 leading Collingwood 7-12-54. They kicked 6 goals in that third term to none. They had the breeze. Will it be enough? We will find out. Stoney is hovering around the Box Hill Hawks huddle.
Chris, got a minute?
And he's got Chris Newman with him.
Just that third quarter certainly changed the game.
Yeah, we were able to get the ball on our terms a little bit more with contested possession, so I think we're plus 11 in that quarter. That still has to remain the focus, regardless of what the breeze is doing.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. Chris Newman there with Mark Stone. We get inside the huddles. We talk to the coaches. That's what we do on Peter Jackson VFL Live. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live you're listening to this quarter for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous material testing. Just quickly around the grounds before I get a tip from our team here. Giants, as I mentioned, winners by 105 points over Carlton, and the D's 65 points up on the Gold Coast Suns. 71 playing 6. They're 10 minutes into the second quarter. This is the only match of Peter Jackson VFL this afternoon, round 18. It's in the balance. Which way is it going to go, Stoney? Tip from you, please.
Box Hill.
Leedsy?
I'm not convinced either way.
Right, so your response is no one.
I think it'll be a draw, which will cruel both teams.
I know it will. Well, I'll go Collingwood then, so we keep all our options in play. But I reckon they could get that momentum back, bang on 4 goals pretty quickly in this final term. But we will wait and see.
McClarty doing some run-throughs. Had his ankle taped, but he's in a bit of trouble. I reckon he's still limping.
Is he
on that
still
ankle.
hobbling?
He's still, actually. He's on front of you guys now.
Yeah, we're just watching him do some run-throughs. But final quarter about to get underway. Here's Michael Leeds on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
The top 4 position awaits here for Moore, who is trying to lead his side there. Wonderful shrug from Hams initially, then the second tackle too strong from Blair, holding the footy. Hellier's got to give it back to Blair. Gee, there was some intent in what he did there. And he's going to take this ball and head to the pocket. There's a lead on. Good contest. No mark is going to be paid for Solo Dangerous. He got the handball away to Smith. Around the corner he goes. Left foot kick misses to the left. 56 to 67, 30 seconds gone. Final turn, Type House scoreboard.
Stoney McClarty doing those run-throughs. Is he sitting back in the dugout now?
He is actually, boys. Just he's pretty keen to get back on.
All right, well, we'll see. Keep us up to date when he does come back on, Stoney, if he does. Mira's got the ball in the back pocket. The long kick going deep. Up towards centre wing, hugging the boundary line. No one could take the mark. Plenty of numbers around this one. Tackling pressure, crucial. Lewis got hands to it. He was dispossessed. Ball near the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in right in front of Mark Stone, right in front of the grandstand.
It's a try, boys. That one just again, this quarter started. A lot of pressure in the ball and really important 4 points. As we've spoken at half-time about finals aspirations and finish spots and all the other permutations that go with it.
Permutations. We love that word at this time of the year. Pitnet got one high. Now the ball going long. Inside 50 for Box Hill. It's going to come straight back out. Oxley just evades the tackler, Jones, and kicks back in the middle of the ground. Woodward sets himself. Had players over the top. The spoil. No one can get clear. Now a chance trying to go off the ground. In danger was Gallucci. And he gives away the free kick and Box Hill away.
Heading to the outer side. They need Glass to pick it up cleanly. Crocker's quickly to get to him. Couldn't stop him getting away to Mirror. Round the corner, O'Rourke takes it. Wasn't the 15. He guides it down the line. Still a game on here for Tardrew. Picks up the loose ball and got away from his man. Well played, Lockie. Terrific stuff at half back. Then he retreats by hand and Hawes on the end of it. He needs to get away and does nicely. Finds Smith on his left boot. Smith wants to play on quickly. He heads to half forward with a long ball. Heatherley's got 2 to beat. He got some support from O'Brien, who's working the defensive arc again. He finds Mirror, who has a bounce across half back. He drives this ball down the line. Front position for the Pies, but not marked. Lovell's there. He has it stripped off him, holding the footy. It's a Pies ball at centre wing. They will have to bring it back and give it to the man who did the tackling.
Murphy, who's got it. Centre wing on the outer side here at Box Hill City Oval. Been a beautiful sunny day, albeit a bit windy, and that kick is out of bounds on the full. Looking for Chippendale, who led there. Just too much on the kick. 67 plays 55. Box Hill leading Collingwood. 3 minutes gone in this final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power. As we've got to wait for this footy to come back. Dave Mirror waits for the youngster who's got the footy. Oh, he's just chucked it back into the fence. He didn't quite get enough purchase on it. So now it's handballed over the top and we can resume again. That young fan's eyes lit up when he saw the footy coming his way. But his kick going up the line here. Mirror dropping into the space is Andrew Moore to take an uncontested mark. Still on that outer side, still defensive centre for Box Hill. The kick is going short back to Mirror. He'll try and get some run going. His kick gaining about 25 metres as they push towards the middle of the ground. Now the little chipper ball. It's into open space. It's 2-on-1 in favour of the Hawks. The ball spills free. Working onto it nicely there was Moore. This is Dylan Moore, who has pushed off his kick, and he'll take a free kick. He'll be 60 from goal here, Dylan Moore. And he'll want to chip it. He does to Glass.
McClarty ready to come back on, gents.
Yep, he's standing there waiting at the interchange gates. That's good news for Pies supporters. Glass, his kick across the face of goal. All got hands to it. It's picked out by O'Donnell. They work it in a circle. Picking up his hands off a step. It's a high ball. Ace with the pressure coming in. He'll take the free kick, and you'd say 50 metres. Andrew Moore coming over the top. It is 50. Push and shove continuing here. And Ace just says, I'm getting out of here, and running with the sprinting with the umpire. I want to get on with this quickly here. And Ace will have to wait for Andrew Moore to come down on the mark. Already been reported today, Andrew Moore, for striking in the third quarter. And now Ace. His kick deep inside the 50. Packer players heavily with the fist towards the boundary line, and it goes over. 67 plays 55. Still in play for Leeds in his draw. 5 minutes gone, final quarter. Tyre Power scoreboard. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous material testing.
A little bit of confusion around who's nominating for the ruck here. It's going to be Starcevic and Pitnet in the end. Pitnet got it down, but Woodward stole it. He was tackled as he kicked. Spilled to Chippendale. Around the corner he goes as he snuck it home.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Just what the doctor ordered for the Pies. That's his first of the afternoon. And on the Tyre Power scoreboard, gets them back to within a kick here. 4 minutes gone. Third term, 61 to 67.
Final term, even.
Did I say first?
You said third.
I just want it to go on and on and on. 6 points the margin, 6 gone, final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
We even do comedy here.
we attempted anyway.
Attempted humour.
Oh, yes. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Ball back in the middle. It is a 1-goal ball game here at Box Hill City Oval. Has Jock gone into the ruck? He has. Into the ruck against Pitnet. Pitnet got the ball down to Moore. Moore just shot a handball out. Straight back to Jock, though, who shot his handball out, went through the hands of Tardrew, who eventually picked it back up again. Good effort. But Jath picks it up for Box Hill. He fumbled at the crucial moment into Blair. Ball pinballing around. It goes with Smith. Smith for Collingwood, kicking inside 50. It's a deep ball. Mirror set a task. Just pushed his opponent out of the way. He did well, Dave Mirror, as he's done. With Heatherly. Heatherly's kick. He was pushed off it at the crucial moment. Whistle. Downfield free kick going the way of the Hawks. A bit of push and shove going on inside the Pies 50. They've got some run here. Burt, the 23rd player, got off to his teammate. The ball up the line. Duray. It didn't find the target. He was looking for Jones. It goes over the boundary line. And the ball will be thrown in just into attack here for Box Hill. They lead it by a goal. Tyre Power scoreboard. 7 gone final term. Peter Jackson, VFL Live. Jock getting the ball down for Collingwood. Hallier going nowhere. He was taken high. And the umpire into the scene as they untangle themselves. You can't say 50 because Hallier's the player on top. Pitnet was the player at the bottom of that. So he wasn't being held back. And Hallier just needed a breather. Short kick finds Woodward. Been great today, as we talked about, particularly in that first half for Collingwood. His kick back towards the 50. Hoare will look to switch play to Oxley, who's got time. He didn't quite take the mark, but he has a whole heap of time, and he sets it to that outer side of the ground where they've got the numbers. Ball here with Smith. This is Matthew Smith. He lost a handle on it, and now it's going to be a holding the ball decision. Good follow-up work from the Pies. And the free kick to be taken on centre wing.
So can they make the most of this? They're trailing by a goal. Still plenty of time left. 8 gone in this final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Inside the 50, and McClarty was the target. It's stolen away by Jath at ground level. Really strong tackling, not rewarded though. Umpire says I'll toss it up. We're 45 out directly in front. Collingwood attacking, trailing by a goal. Tap down from Pitnet. Oh, on to Jock, who read it beautifully. Swung it round on the left, and he pulls it too far. 62 to 67. 9 gone. Final term, Tyre Power scoreboard.
Could be an important point, though.
I was about to say, is it too early to go the handy point? As Mirror will favour the grandstand side. This time a player all on his own is Duray, who goes short up the line. O'Donnell takes the mark. Hallier late on the scene. Now, where does he go from here, O'Donnell? Because just up the line, there's a huge pack of players. Jock! He's going to take the mark. Under pressure for Collingwood. They've turned it over. Aish, a long way out. He just puts the ball up high. That's 2-on-1 in favour of Box Hill. The ball goes to the back. McClarty back on the ground, deep forward. And there's another behind added to the total. 63 plays 67. Box Hill leading Tyre Power scoreboard. 9.5 gone final quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
This has got all the makings of the classic we hoped for as Mirror brings it out with a long ball. There's not going to be a mark for Jones. It's spilt to ground. Who's going to be first to bounce up? And there's a couple falling over. Aish not one of them. Now Moore's got in. Did he get him high? There's a little bit of feeling in this contest between those two. Umpire lets it go. He'll come in and toss it up. Right on the 50. It was in the 5 and the 0 on the arc. In the ruck, Lewis knocked it down, couldn't find a teammate for the Hawks. Coming away, Duray couldn't escape the Pies tackling pressure. It's intense at the moment. It was Cousins, in fact, who was pulled up very well. Couple of tacklers there. One of them Wellings, who's 60 away from home. He heads to 40 out, wants a mark, isn't going to get one. At ground level, the Hawks come away with it through Duray. He bombs to the wing. 1-on-1. It's Smith who comes up with it initially but couldn't hold on to the footy. Oxley comes in to lend a hand. Crocker ditto. Good tackling. Ball going nowhere. Umpire says holding the ball. Gee. Didn't think there was much prior opportunity there for Smith. Willsmill is going to play on. His kick was smothered. Chance for the Hawks at half forward. Moore's got his head over it. Got the handball away to Duray. Off to Cousins. O'Rourke on the end of it. Couldn't take it. It's turned over. Oxley picks up the loose ball.
He does, but it's always going to be a 50-50 contest. Is what we like about a Glass. Just trying to paddle it on into the path of O'Brien, who was dragged down in the tackle. Important one, away we go. It's Smith for Collingwood, who picks it up. His kick inside 50 is a beauty. And I think he's found for Solo. He has on that outer side. The man on the mark, Heatherly, is 45 metres from goal. For Solo, no problem. We'll get the distance here. Coming into this game today, he was the leading goal kicker for Collingwood, 16. And he's 7, now 8. This, important, from just outside the 50s. Put it across the face. 8-16-64 Collingwood, 10-7-67 Box Hill. We've played 11, almost 12 minutes in this final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Get the power of expert advice at Tyre Power.
It's becoming costly now, Stoney. These misses.
3 opportunities in this quarter.
Glass has it at half back. He goes on his left. Didn't get all that great a contact, but well played. Nash took it in the air. He got it away quickly to Ross. Ross down the line. Can he find a man? Smith's going to be first to the footy. They see it over. Burt was hot on his heels. And they'll toss it in right in front of our commentary position here. Box Hill City Oval. 3 points the margin to the good of the Hawks. The winner, if it's Collingwood, will need a couple more goals to get the percentage to get them into the top 4. The Hawks just need the 4 points. Umpire to toss it back in. 80 around from the point post. Pitnet knocked it down. Cousins won a big ball. Tumbled it inside the 50. Coming out to meet it. Good tackling was Oxley. Didn't give the free kick away. Hetherington, Hellier, Woodward, and the Pies out of trouble. They go down the line. Mirror, tricky decision to make. He lays a tackle on for Solo, but not before he got it away to McClarty. He goes inside the 50, but didn't get good contact, and Class takes the mark.
He kicked it straight to him in the end. Jath, he flew high and he was taken. And that was dangerous. So a free kick at the very least here, because he has not gotten back up.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling when you're not in control of your fall, is it?
No, Andrew Gallucci just got underneath him there. But doing well to get up. So just taking his time. 3-point lead to Box Hill. Almost 14 gone. On the Tyre Power scoreboard, the kick up the line. And it's going to be an uncontested mark. It's going to be an uncontested Pies mark. And they're just building again here. As the ball going in long and high. Oh, it has gone to the back too. They've got to wait for it. Study Gallucci again. Hand comes in from Hams. Rushes it through.
You can see that unfolding directly in front of you.
67 plays, 65. Box Hill hanging on. Oh no, the kick out. Terrible. It hasn't hit anyone. And it's out of bounds on the full. Quick kick coming in. Whistles going everywhere. I think Hetherington's having to go back and take a kick again. Yeah, he's got to get back on the mark, I suspect. He wanted to play on quickly, Sean Hetherington. He's on the tightest of angles.
Tough kick this one. He's got to kick it to the left-hand goalpost.
He'll kick from 45 on the boundary. He has a go at it. And he misses the lot. Out of bounds on the full. 2-point lead to Box Hill, clinging on. Almost 15 gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard. This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous material testing.
If the Pies lose this, they've only got themselves to blame, I reckon.
Yeah, the Hawks just holding on for the moment. Mirror, long ball gets them outside the arc. Jones underneath it, but has it fisted away. Ball to be won at ground level. Moore does the tackling duty. And the umpire will come in and toss it up in front of the social rooms, who are being very well entertained this afternoon by the game, and inside those glass windows. Knocked towards the line, little one around the corner. Tardru's there, but it's over, and they'll toss it in again.
Bree still holding up in this final quarter, Stoney.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a flagpole just here. Just shows 3 to 4 goals into that social club end.
I can't if you're listening on 1377, Stoney.
I know, but you can if you're watching.
They'll toss it back in. So
good answer, that.
Pitnet knocked it towards the line. That's the 50-metre arc. Hellier couldn't take it away cleanly. Pitnet wins his own ball at ground level. Smith did well, but couldn't affect the Ross kick. He gained 5 metres, but it was stolen away. Hall won it and kicked it inside the 50 with a high ball. Pressure there for Glass, but he just ate it all up. And he takes the mark in the defensive 50.
We'll go around the ground shortly, but it's all one-sided at the MCG. Oh, the kick almost turned over, looking for Mirror. Jock coming in. Mirror did well in the end. Saw his teammate, though, Geray, into trouble. He got the handball away just in the nick of time. Now falls to Burt, the 23rd player, trying to find some teammates in space. Hams is one of those. Just a little handball off. Oh, dangerous. Hanrahan had no chance of getting that away. It eventually spills free, but the umpire comes in and says, I'll throw it up. Jock appealing for the free kick. I reckon Pies fans, you're watching today, he's a 23rd player, has been for a couple of games. And there might be some polite requests going into the Collingwood recruiting team saying he's right under your nose. Let's give him an AFL contract on what we've seen today and across the season. The kick going up the line here for Box Hill. And they're just trying to push forward him. Dylan Moore, he's held up. It's near the boundary line and it goes over. The umpire says throw it in. Important contest here. 17 minutes gone. 67 plays 65. That's on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Ball tossed back in. Pitnet and Lynch this time. Pitnet again getting the tap down, but Woodward forcing it forward. Little handball over the top. They're building again here, the Pies. Now a chance. Chippendale. Gallucci forced it on into the path of Smith, who's just got to pick it up. He's near the boundary line. He fumbled twice and he lost a handle on it. Now has to lay the tackle. Working hard here is Cousins. Got to find some clear space. They can't. Just paddled on at the moment. And away they go, the Hawks, down that outer side. The mark's taken by Hanrahan.
Well played, young Dylan Moore. Composure and found his man. So what can the Hawks build here? They're at centre wing. I'm not sure he hit it all that well, did he? Just running underneath it was Pitnet.
Bring it out this side, boys. Bring it out this side if you want it.
Murphy's got it. He's going to run and carry and kick a long ball inside the 50. Knocked away. Good stuff from Mirror on for Solo. Ball spilt and hit the ground. Who's going to come up with it? It's O'Donnell who got it back to Mirror. Handball down the line and off we go again with Dylan Moore, who kicks down the line. He can't find a teammate initially. Good contest from Cousins. Can he take it over? Pies have the numbers. They work towards the line. Now the Hawks close, but it's clever stuff from Collingwood. Well played. Woodward's on the end of it. He releases them down the line. Big contest at half forward. Blair flew. And then he picked up the loose ball. Wonderful stuff. Handball is okay for Hetherington. He's on the 50. Handball further inside. Smith's a chance from deep in the pocket. Handball again. Hetherington from the line kicks the goal.
Geez, that was hard.
Fierce determination. They weren't prepared to give up on it. And Collingwood have finally rewarded with a major in this last quarter, which they've absolutely dominated. 18 minutes, 19 gone now, I should say. It's 9-17-71 to 10-7-67 on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Just an avalanche of play, just forcing the ball forward, and it was eventually going to come, but Box Hill were just unbelievable in that defence, just playing good footy, but it's taken 19 minutes to get that goal to put him ahead.
They've kicked 2 goals in this final term. Box Hill haven't scored as yet. Collingwood have the breeze as we push towards time on in this final quarter. Tyre Power scoreboard. There's Lynch, Pitnet, give it to none of them. Second effort, maybe Pitnet, but the ball's heading forward for Collingwood. Smith just laying the tackle. This is Josh Smith we're talking about here. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So we hit the 20-minute mark. D's by 64 at the MCG. Earlier, the Giants smacked the Blues. As Lynch trying to get the ball down. Now the clearance for Box Hill. It's Kilpatrick, who just handballs into space on centre wing. They've got some run. Need to be careful here, Burt. He was, but he kicked to a 2-on-1, and it was Wellings, part of the 2 for Collingwood, who takes the mark. Point of the square, defensive side for Collingwood on the grandstand side. As he works, thinks about it, kicks long and high, fly over the back. The mark has been taken, and it's Starcevic who's got it. Right on the grandstand, right in front of Mark Stone, who's on the boundary for us on Peter Jackson VFL Live today. Starcevic goes with a long ball. Big fly over the back. Glass couldn't take it. Now it's inside the forward pocket for Collingwood. Grim defending. Glass just goes across and finds Nash, who takes the mark. Slows things down here for the Hawks. Gets told to get on with it. His kick looking there. Heatherly's going to drop short. It was Kilpatrick actually he was looking for. In any event, he has turned the footy over. And now a bit of milk in the clock going on for the Pies as Sean Hetherington has it. His kick inside the 50. Need a mark. It falls to the back. No one can pick it up cleanly and it's over the line. We'll have it thrown in. Tackling pressure there from Andrew Gallucci. It's right near the behind post for Collingwood. I reckon one more for the Pies would probably seal it from here. 21.5 gone in the final quarter. Ball tossed back in. McClarty, Pitnet got front position, off hands, chance now for the Hawks. There's a long ball out from Lovell. It's going to come straight back in again, you would think. Smith, Matthew trying to pick it up. He's held up in the tackle. It's near the line. And it will be tossed back in. 71 plays, 67 Collingwood leading, 22 minutes gone on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
You'd think 5 more minutes, I reckon. It wasn't not a lot of goals in this last quarter, so 27-28.
The Hawks really gone inside the 50 in this last quarter. Can they find something here? Well played, young Moore. Back to the old Moore, who kicks the half forward. Hall sits underneath it with Jones. Couldn't take it, but he bounces back first, does Marty. Well played. Comes away on his right boot and finds Crocker, who's got the mark on the defensive arc. There's space for them to work on the wing. McClarty makes a lead. It bounces in front of him. He picks it up. Can he find the next target? Down the line. Bounces through the first contest. Out the back for Wellings. Heatherly's got him. Tries to take him over the line. That's where it finishes.
Try.
And they'll toss it back in.
Just repeating that D score. 14-6-90 plays 4-2-26. 64-point lead. Derby getting underway in about 10 minutes' time.
The top 4 position awaits the winner this afternoon, and they're playing like it. Ball at ground level now. Aish comes up with it, tries to get away from the tackle from Kilpatrick. Is that his prior opportunity? No. They'll toss it back in.
This half of Peter Jackson VFL Live been listening to Identify by looking after it, asbestos and hazardous material testing. Ball thrown back in. 23 minutes gone. Jock doing the ruck work, but it's been taken away by the Hawks. And now a long kick. It's going to sit at Hall's got to sit underneath it. Oh, he did well. Took the mark under pressure. Oh, Hanrahan was bearing down on him, but he stood tall, and his kick across the ground finds Crocker. Still at defensive 50, but on the outer side now for Collingwood. In 2 minds. His kick up the line. No one can take the mark. Starcevic flew high, couldn't take it. Plenty of numbers around the footy for Box Hill. They still can't get it away, though. And it's picked up by Gallucci. Works it across to Brown. Just running out of room, so just puts the kick high, but he's turned the footy over. Box Hill need to get the footy moving. Heatherly has got a defensive 50. His kick up the line, ball partially smothered, cleans bowl the initial pack, and now picked up by O'Donnell, who's got a handball out. He's got to run at Jaff, who goes over the top. Now they're just working inboard here. The Hawks, no, they decide to stick with the boundary line. Handball. Now an opportunity as a high ball going in. Ross has got to sit underneath it, off the pack. There's your goal. It was Kilpatrick who grabbed it in the end, threw it on the boots, and against the run of play, Box Hill have kicked the goal. And they're in front, 11-7-73 to 9-17-71. We've played 25 minutes in this final quarter on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Coach Chris Newman is coming out of the bench now, coaching from the boundary line. So the old style, Andy Collins and the like of hit the boundary. So, Christian, the importance of the game, obviously, this 4 points for both sides is very important.
There's time enough, boys, for 2 more points from Collingwood. Just saying. Jock back into the middle. Pitnet to be his opposition. Beautiful bounce from the umpire. Pitnet wins it down, and the Hawks through Lovell get it going inside the 50 again. Beats the initial contest. Wonderful stuff from Murphy. What a reading of the ball. He goes quickly as they need to. Oh, a fierce contest from McClarty. Lands in the arms of Hellier. Great tackle from Moore. Wonderful stuff from the skipper. He's had less than amazing moments today, but that was fantastic. Wouldn't let his opposition man get away, and that might be a big play. Umpires just allowing Hellier to grab a breath. 26 gone. We don't think it'll be a long quarter. Moore plays on quickly. High ball inside the 50. Can someone pluck a mark? Lewis can't. Knocked away from the contest. O'Donnell, high ball, won't make the distance. Top of the square. Third man in. Affects it. Box Hill a chance. Is it going to be the young man? It is. The 23rd man, Harrison Burt, puts it beyond doubt for the Hawks for mine. I don't think there's time for Collingwood from here. Miraculous finish to this game for Box Hill. Take a bow, Andrew Moore. 79-71 at the 26.5-minute mark of the final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Jack Hellier just come off the ground. I think he's hurt his elbow as the physio walked off the thing.
All right, well, we'll see how this plays out, but this quarter of Peter Jackson VFL Live for identifiable asbestos and hazardous material testing. Well, can the Pies bang on 2? And they got to do it quickly. Box Hill, what a 5 minutes they've had as they push towards a top 4 spot, the end of round 18 on the Peter Jackson VFL ladder. Jock and Pitnet again, he's been sensational today. Aish goes out of mid-air, was it in danger on Moore? It was. Moore had his hands over the footy. Aish just hacked it out of there, and Andrew Moore will take as much time as humanly possible as they look to set up forward.
And a big couple of moments for Moore, Pete.
Big couple of moments. What a day he's had. He's been reported. He's been in the walls a little bit. And now he's just getting it done in the middle. His kick. They're just going to go out. O'Brien spots up Duray. Centre wing outer side. They went backwards to go forwards there, Box Hill. And they'll just be content to chip this ball around. What a fighting performance. The kick is short. The kick is good. Hanrahan takes the mark. Just keeping things on a slow burn. They go backwards. They go forwards. They go backwards again. Willsmore has ended up with it. Just chipping the ball around. Collingwood need to man up. As Willsmore's going to go with a long ball this time. Front position, good mark taken by Marty Hall for the Pies. Needs to move the ball quickly though. Point of the square defensive side. Kick into the middle of the ground. McClarty takes the mark. Plays on, looks for Crocker. Crocker kicks further afield up towards half forward. Ball went past Smith and went past Heatherly too. Murphy's kick inside 50. In fact, it's Murphy. It is Murphy. He's put it in short to Fasolo. Now Fasolo needs to get a bit of a move on here. He's on a tight angle. But got a bit of goal face to look at. He'll be kicking from 25 metres out.
Got to kick the goal.
Sets himself. Alex Fasolo. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it narrow. 72, plays 79. Box Hill lead. 29 minutes gone. Tyre Power scoreboard.
So can they maintain possession? The little one's okay. Ross has it underneath the Tyre Power scoreboard. In the back pocket for the Hawks. Can he build something here? He's going to go long and head to a contest on the wing. Pies look well set up. Aish comes away with it. Kicks inside the 50. For Solo flew. Couldn't take it. Lewis is back there to lend a hand. They knock it towards the line. And they'll toss it back in.
Always in that moment. If it's the first quarter, it's not deliberate. Amazing when the pressure's on that it might be.
So it's the Hawks 79-72 late in the final term on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Well, it's in the right part of the ground for the Pies. McClarty, Pitnet again, just front position. He's done it so well today. Quick kick out of the pack though. Hits the behind post. And so out of bounds on the full. The Box Hill Hawks will get the footy back. As Gerard's just going to take plenty of time here. He is in absolutely no hurry, and understandably so. 30 minutes gone. The kick outside the 50, a high ball. Jock picks it up. It's really high now. Inside 50, one for the Flyers. No one could take it. It was off Smith's hands there. Now players in trouble, wrapped up. Umpire says, give it to me.
36 players around the ball, gents.
30 and a half minutes gone. No 666 will solve this one. There's the ball. No one can get clear again. Another pack. Forbes, there's your siren. Big win for the Box Hill Hawks. They kicked 2 goals in that final quarter. And they get the job done. And they go into the top 4 on the Peter Jackson VFL ladder. Final score here at Box Hill City Oval. Box Hill 12-7-79. Collingwood 9-18-72 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Let's have a listen to the song. Or we'll listen to half the song. Oh, fair enough. So just because there's an excuse to play it again. We'll run through the goal kickers, Tony, before we get down to you. 12-7-79 Box Hill. Collingwood 9-18-72. They kicked themselves out of it today. No doubt about that, Collingwood. 2 goals each to Mitch Lewis and Will Langford, who came off the ground after quarter time. And singles to Kilpatrick, Burt, Heatherly, Moore, Ross, Glass, Lovell and O'Brien. And for Collingwood, McClarty and Hellier with 2 goals each, and singles to Blair, Tardrew, Chippendale, Hetherington and Wellings. Big fighting win for Box Hill this afternoon, getting the job done over Collingwood. 12-7-79 to 9-18-72. Stoney, have you got someone for us?
Just try and grab the coach or Will Hams.
Just see if you can get Will Hams.
Will.
We get to talk to him.
Hang on, just
bit of shaking your hands going on there.
Here we go. G'day, Will.
Coach, let's have a chat. Starting with Will Hams.
Will, good result, good game of football.
Oh, buddy, that last 10 minutes, I don't know how he pinched it, but Birdie to get his first goal at a clutch moment like that was unreal. So, no, great win for the boys heading into finals.
Just a seesawed game all day. You know, Collingwood got ahead there a bit, but you boys had to work really hard. The third quarter was good. And yourself, your own game?
Yeah, well, I think regrouped at half time. We thought we really knew we had to have a massive third quarter, and we really did that. We put a few goals on the board and we were able to put a bit of pressure on, and yeah, it was just great to just fight it out in that last quarter and get the win.
Your own form this year, have you seen it?
Yeah, not too bad. I think I've been pretty consistent, just playing around that half-back role, has been up and back. So, no, I really enjoyed the new role, and yeah, it's been great.
Thanks, Will.
Too easy, guys.
Beautifully done. Thank you there, Stoney. Stick with the huddle there. We've got about 14 minutes left of our broadcast this afternoon. What a performance, though, from the Hawks. We'll get the ladder as it stands in just a moment as well, but a 7-point win to Box Hill. They led by 13 points at three-quarter time, and they were kicking into the breeze. And the Pies, remembering they led by 24 points at half-time, and it was a 5-point lead to Box Hill at quarter time. So a couple of goals there to Mitch Lewis, keeps him in the hunt for the Frosty Miller medal, but the crowd just assembling around the race for Box Hill. We might see if we can grab one more interview too outside of the rooms after the song too, Stoney, if we could.
Sure we can.
One of the other Box Hill stars before we finish off this afternoon as they disappear into the tunnel. So it means that it's pretty clear cut, Leedsy, in terms of where Box Hill sits. There's no sort of percentage issues here. They just jump over the top and into the four.
That is correct. Excuse me, Pete. Been a big weekend. They do. They jump straight into that Williamstown fourth position with a percentage of 128. Williamstown's percentage 124. And Collingwood will be in sixth position still with a percentage of 122, but also a game behind those teams in the top four.
I reckon, Stoney, if you stand right there, we should be okay for the song. Let's see how we go. understand why they'd be happy there, Stoney. We'll grab one more interview, one of the players outside the rooms if we can, as he goes in to organise all of that. A 7-point win to Box Hill. So, let's quickly run through the Peter Jackson VFL ladder before our live streaming audience leaves us for this afternoon. How's it sitting? Leedsy, give it to us, with now a few teams playing 16, a few teams playing 15.
Richmond, Casey, Geelong, Box Hill, Williamstown, Collingwood, Port Melbourne, Footscray round out the 8, then Essendon in 9th.
Game behind?
North, Sandringham, Werribee, Northern Blues, Frankston and Coburg.
Next week, Peter Jackson VFL Live. We will be video and audio streaming, and on 1377 we'll be at Avalon Airport Oval. We'll be on air from 2 o'clock on 1377 at about 2:15 on the video stream for North Melbourne and Footscray. Big game for Footscray, a must win for them to keep them in touch with the rest of the top 8 and lock away that finals position. So that's happening next Sunday through vfl.com.au and 1377 as our video stream audience leaves us for this afternoon. A 7-point win to Box Hill over Collingwood. The other VFL W streamers